We are the foundation, bulletproof the hating. From the plantation, we built the whole nation. We are the foundation, bulletproof the hating. From the plantation, we built the whole nation. We are the foundation, bulletproof the hating. From the plantation, we built the whole nation. We are the foundation, bulletproof the hating. From the plantation, we built the whole nation. Foundational family, you're gonna love this Twitter space right here, as the Foundational Family debates Africans on the true origins of gospel music and every other music genre created by foundational Black Americans. You know, the Africans was trying to tether themselves into the origins of our music, but the Foundational Family held it down and it didn't fold. These tethers need to stop trying to Africanize our culture and trying to lash themselves onto something that have nothing to do with. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Channel Resolve.
Certain people on there, and I'm trying to figure out how do you able to send it to you? Who do you want to? Let me see. It's like just like the people you talk to all the time. I'm trying to figure that out. Let's see.
Separated.
You said what?
Yeah, it's separated.
Separated. How do you? Let me see.
So you see that line in the air like somebody's about to sit on something.
Hold on, let me see. So invite via DM. You said there's a line.
Hello.
I don't see a line. Why the hell isn't Tommy Sotomayor is in my invite
I have a
list?
question, Wartime.
What's up?
So, like the way you talk about African, well, is the right time to talk about it or ask you or no?
You can ask whatever you want. I'm just trying to figure out how to send out.
You act like us Africans we're not capable of thinking for ourselves. We have to depend on you guys to come up with something, or we're not like physically capable of thinking. We don't have brains. We're just like inferior or something. That's the way you view us. Is that how you view us? Like we can't come up with music by ourselves or nothing like that, or like
No,
we don't have talent by ourselves. Like we're just not smart. We have to depend on you guys to come up with something.
that's not what I think at all. Not at all what I think.
You're like,
yeah,
okay, yeah. What? Sorry.
That's not what I think. I think African people have done a whole lot. I think Africans have a lot of rich heritage and culture and history. And for what it's worth, I think Africans have contributed to the world. However, that's not the same thing as what we've done as Black Americans. Africans have, to be honest, you all have no clue what gospel music even is. You know, I just heard the space Rip invited me, and they wouldn't let me on stage. But you had Jamaicans and Heathers, Lord,
Yeah, well,
Jamaicans
gospel.
and Haitians,
Yeah.
and they were talking about gospel music, but no one has the remote scholarship. They don't know what they're talking about.
That's understandable, but that's your music. That's not us. So, like, I mean, we don't have to know it. There's all kinds of music all across the world. Like, I'm sure you don't know Arab music and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hey, Miss Whitney, it's been a minute since I seen Miss Whitney.
you don't know like Arab music. Like, you don't know. Who cares? Like
Right.
it's all.
That's not the problem. I've got nothing to do with Arab music. You know, we've got nothing to do with African music. The problem is that other people are not respecting the Black American culture and contribution. And that word, I think that word tether is appropriate because you can't I'm not trying to tether myself to African music. I know what African music is, but I can't tether myself to it. Gospel music literally only is of the Black American. It's actually not even possible for it to be anywhere else. Geographic. What are you so with your hand? This was so stupid.
That's understandable, bro. Like,
I am fuming right now.
You.
I am funky, filthy tethers. I came in peace. I did not disrespect
I saw you.
anyone, and I was gaslit. I was gaslit, and you know what? I tried to hold it in. you know. And I didn't even go off like I could, you know. And I listen. This is what I want to say. And what its difference is it is a schism, and we're not a monolith, right? It's just a lineage, right? It's just another social term, right? And no, I don't agree with a lot of this ignorant shit, right? Because that's what get us into these conversations. Because it's people that should not be speaking that are given a mic. They come with a pseudo shit, what they feel, not what's facts. Bro, and it mess up the entire conversation.
Right.
And then, like,
Yo,
and they can't even articulate their point. I hear what they're saying, but the way they start off is wrong, and that's
Yeah.
what get these conversations. And then you get them, they want to attach themselves to everything. It's just separation
Yep.
anxiety.
Hey,
Like,
hey,
let it
Curl,
go.
follow me back. I like what you're
Bro,
saying.
when
hooray!
I heard that
I,
shit, well, we all have gospel
That
music.
you knew, Rib, you
We
knew.
all
I
listen,
said Rib
listen,
invited
listen.
me because
I
I
just
was
looked up the origin
excited.
of gospel
Yep.
music. It comes from
That's what
Scotland in the 17th
listen,
century.
Lawrence, that's because they got onto like the genres of music and then jazz and blues. And I'm like,
Gospel is from
stop,
Scotland.
stop, stop. Listen, everybody has their how their praise worship, right? And that sort of what they do. But never forget, no one does gospel. Gospel, we're talking about Black American gospel, right? It has a certain soul, right? It's guttural, it's raw. Y'all, no other culture's doing that, right? The only
Right.
person that comes close to doing that sort of is
I really want y'all
white
to share this
people, and
space.
mainly white women. Martha, shout out to Martha
Yeah.
Munizzi. Nobody else culture is really funking with this gospel, especially like America. Like,
It
bro,
doesn't
Jamaicans not
exist
doing it.
nowhere
African
else.
African Christianity, like these other Christian and these Protestant places that do allow that sort of music, they're
Right.
not doing it like that. Sorry,
It doesn't.
not
It doesn't
happening.
exist nowhere else.
You just feel that you're. Of course, you think your own culture is better, but like I mean, gospel music comes from
It
Scotland.
does
And
not,
baby Zim,
stupid, and you know it
Zim.
doesn't.
See,
I just,
It
I,
listen,
I
sounds
just,
listen,
I
like
just
listen, and
googled
this
it.
is the. Hold on, real quick. This is the part y'all getting. Y'all acting like it's a competition. It's not a competition. Be proud of where you come from and what your culture has contributed to you and the world, right? And like I say, I will give credit where credit is due to these other people from other cultures that have come in and contributed to Black American culture. What up, Miss Whitney? But it's not like y'all are any the progenitors or anything. It's not like y'all are creators or anything. You're coming in and you're contributing and cosplaying in another culture and assimilating to it. That's it. Y'all don't. These niggas not respecting that. These tethers have and that's just all it's a room full of. Like I was telling Georgia in the back channel, this is why I will continually disrespect these people. This the second, third day in a row where it's hate. It's malice.
Is
It's no way I
yeah.
can ally with these
Is
people, bro.
I
It's
was
no
so
way.
triggered. I ain't gonna lie, I was jogging. I said I got to get off of this because I first off they wouldn't let me up, and I was triggered. And I was triggered most of the stupidity and ignorance of what it is. First off, gospel music is from Negro spirituals, which is only of the plantation. That's it.
Only of the plantation.
More. That's why I want y'all to share this space. If you can invite everybody, I want these tethers in here. I'm not gonna lie, because they need to know so they don't run out there and continue to look stupid like they already are. Negro spirituals was on the plantation. Like I've said before, because they were giving them broken instruments, they only really had five keys to work with. Guess what? Which is all the black keys. By the way, there were no pianos in Africa during the slavery time. Pianos are European. So they existed in America from because of where they came from. So they wouldn't have had the scales like we do. So they gave them pianos, and all Negro spirituals was guess what? Created on the black keys of the piano. That's called the pentatonic scale. That you hear that southern twang in that? That is that southern sound because it was on the plantation. And what other people don't know, guess what? There were also a thing called white spirituals because white people would sit up and listen to the black people out there in that shack house doing their gospel and Negro spiritual music, and white people wanted to learn it. That's why if you go to a lot of white churches in the South today, They actually sing "Swing Low, Sweet Chariot." They get it from us, but it's the South, and it comes from Negro spirituals, and white people mimicked it. Guess what? This has nothing to do with Jamaica, Haiti, Africa. They didn't have this same setup. You know what I'm saying? In fact, the worship of this is all based on Christianity too, if we're going to keep it a buck. Our Christianity was given to us by who? White people. If in Africa they were worshiping different other deities, other gods, some Islam or whatever, they said it was stripped of religion, and they gave us a Bible. So if they gave us a Bible and we created Negro spirituals based on a Christian God, then there's absolutely nothing to do with Africa. This is just common sense. Gospel is a genre of music, a genre. It's not just because you sing about Jesus anywhere in the world that's gospel. That's not what that is. That's Christian contemporary, that's Christian music, that's this, that, and the other thing. That isn't gospel. Go ahead, Elder Max. Y'all can popcorn. You there, Max? Go ahead, Miss.
You want me?
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Max.
No, I was wanting to say there's something about uh, the gospel that Black Americans made up themselves. I mean, that shit hits deep. I don't care who you are. Um, when the women start singing and the brothers come in, I mean, it hits you way down low. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you cannot sit. You have to stand and clap and join in. There's no other music like it. None. And if we've seen the post where Africans are in church, right? And it's all about the queen and everything else. There's no rhythm to it. There's no match in Africa to any of our people here in the United States. Patti LaBelle, Gladys Knight, Whitney Houston, they have none of that. So it's really kind of stupid when they sit there and try to attach themselves to our culture, especially our spiritual music. It's
Yeah.
what gave slaves hope when they was in slavery. The church, gospel music, they used to sit out in the fields and sing. It's what gave them hope to overcome.
It gave them hope, and it was also calls and messages, right? One of the Negro spirituals was Wade in the Water. This is a Negro gospel spiritual. And this was when they was running and escaping slavery, and they would sing these at the churches, telling people what the next move was. It was to wade in the water, wade in the water, children. God's gonna trouble the water. This is why Negro spirituals, gospel music, has nothing to do with Africa. They weren't wading in the water. You know what I'm saying? This all is from the plantation. So no one can attach themselves to it.
Are you
It's the
sure they
most,
weren't shitting in the water? Come on.
that's what they were probably doing. But go
Listen,
ahead, Reb.
I want to get some Africans in here. I want to be highly disrespectful today. I don't want to be shout out to He Has Risen. God know my heart. I came in peace this morning. I was provoked to be on this violence. We could talk about it all at this point. These funky, filthy, listen, and this I'm trying to be listen, I can't trust these people. This is the third day in a row when them funky ass tethers came in there, filthy fuckers came in there talking about the OMB shit, bro. I hear malice, I hear envy, I hear hate in this shit, and you cannot align with these people, bro. I don't like this shit's got to be recorded and put out. And like even I don't give a fuck when I'm talking to black folks in the real world. I'm gonna start showing them these clips, bro. I'm not playing. These people are
Yeah,
toxic, bro.
I've started
This
sharing
shit
them
is,
too.
bro. This shit is and like that's because this the way I look at it. Like, yeah, it's racist and shit, but bro, it's you motherfuckers is really out here thinking like this, and it's the separation anxiety one. But you're lying, bro. You're lying when you say your Georgia, both your Jamaican parents fresh here, they didn't raise you to be a certain way. Like fuck what you wanted to do outside.
It
Like they
is.
not being
But my
honest.
thing
Like
is
then,
that
like
Rhea.
the attachment and
Yeah.
trying to, well, you gonna tell me it's not Jamaicans and Haitians that was we started being cowboys first with the
Cowboys.
Mexicans.
Oh my God!
Listen,
Shut up.
prove it. Here's my point. Here's my
You
point.
know that triggers me.
Prove it.
Bro, who the
Prove
hell
it.
is that?
Give me
A
names. And
cowboy
that's what I'm saying. Just give me names, right?
in the
Because anything
islands.
that we say on stages, yeah, we could prove it, right? We could prove it. But
So
shout out, and
so
I
the
won't
culture
listen.
of the
I used to be
wild
like,
wild west somehow ended up in the Caribbean. How come there's no
How
traces
is
of
that
it today?
possible?
bro, they jump from blues to jazz, then they
That's
got into
why,
gospel music. That's
look,
when I'm like,
that's
come on,
why
man.
class is
They
in
don't
the,
have any
excuse
horses in
my French,
Jamaica.
is in my, go ahead, Miss Melanin, I'm sorry, go
But
ahead.
they also re-ups in all of their attacks. And good morning, everybody. But in all of their attacks, that host admitted that when he's out, he told them you can't be this. Didn't you hear that, re-ups?
Yes,
They
and that's why I was
admitted
saying you're like I'm like you're double talking, bro.
exactly,
And like
exactly.
just understand the position. It's no way if I'm going to another country and just me, I'm going to take your lead, not because I think that's what's best, because that's your people. I'm gonna give you that much respect. We're not giving that. And the first, you could tell me, well, I understand that you got different cultures, right? I understand that it's you're giving all these people their own autonomy, but then well, we all just black, but you're not, bro. Y'all associating this. You're only what you're looking at, skin deep, this race shit with everything else. Bro,
My only thing is, I'm sorry, Miss Melanin, I didn't mean to cut you off, go ahead.
No, they want us to lay it all at. They don't want to accept that they come over here and they undermine us and they take the oath to undermine us and cosplay us. They are quick to say what they say the degrading stuff, and then deflect it all to the white man. That's what they do. And then they want to say the white people aren't delineating there, but yes, they do. They do delineate, and but they don't want us. They are scared. They're separate. Like they say that they use that word over and over in that space. Separation, dividing, separation. They are
Well,
afraid.
yeah, and that's what he was really mad about, right? He's mad about the word. I'm not with that delineation shit. I'm not delineating. And then that and tether, those two words
But the
really set
thing
him
is,
off.
it
And
shouldn't be
so
offensive because the thing is, if you really proud of who you are and where you come from and your contributions to the world, you gonna gatekeep that. They want to gatekeep reggae, even though that's Black American, but they want to gatekeep reggae and all these different things. You can have it. You know what I'm saying? Someone was pointing out Middle Eastern music. You can have it.
Dan, get your African brethren in here. ASAP.
The
Get them in here, Dan.
my biggest issue is what triggered me is especially when it comes to gospel music. Gospel music is literally one of the foundations of Black American as we created the culture. It literally started on the plantation in that shack house. You know what I'm saying?
So I would say most of the genres I'm gonna say are started from people that started in the church.
Yeah,
Like
that's true. I mean, the thing is, you can hear it. If so, we'll take blues, right? For example, you can hear God, regular Negro spirituals, or regular gospels. You have what's called blues scales in it. You know what I'm saying? If a blues scale is literally just for the etymology of it to break it down is your that's blues, that's jazz. You hear that rhythm? Well, guess what? It's the same thing with church. Hear the same sucker? That's just a basic gospel bump beat. The rhythms, the scales, the sound all start from the Negro spiritual on the plantation with broken instruments and the pentatonic scale. Then from that you got blues and you got jazz and you had your Negro spirituals. White people enjoyed it, so they had what's called white spirituals where they were singing our music even in their white churches. All of this is America. There's was nobody else was here during this time. And then from that, they had the same string instruments in that same shack doing them same blues scales. And guess what that turned into? Country music. When you hear music, even to today, when you hear Michael Jackson and you hear I'm Bad, you know what I'm saying, or Thriller, that's actually jazz. Quincy Jones, jazz musician and producer. You know what I'm saying? We just looked at it as pop, but the sounds break down to jazz, which breaks down to blues, which breaks down to Negro spirituals and the plantation. The truth of the matter is, our line to Africa, it was severed. It was cut. They wiped away that culture. They wiped away that experience. They wiped away that food and that religion, and we had to create everything right here. It just so happens with what we created right here, just happens to be the most impactful movement on earth. So if you got someone that's melanated like you and that might kind of look like you, and they've been called black by everybody else and the government all their life, then they're trying to associate or attach themselves to that experience and accomplishments that had nothing to do with them or their ancestors. I guarantee, I put money on it, $1,000. If you go to YouTube and type in Caribbeans in a Caribbean nation or island trying to sing gospel music, white people actually do it much better, 1,000 times
Shout out to
better.
Martha
Martha
Munizzi.
Manuzzi,
Shout out to Martha
and it's
Munizzi.
because of
Fuck
their
y'all talking about?
approximation to us. They learned it from us. But because Africa and the Caribbean, faraway continents, different culture, different people, different experience, they can't not do it if you paid them to. Their accents and their essence cannot produce gospel. It can't produce rhythm like we can. It can't bring the same zing we bring. But guess what? They got their own stuff. I like them African choirs that be on TV.
And this is why I blame people like Dan. Because instead of y'all getting on stage and correcting y'all people, y'all sit idly by and y'all complicit in
Yeah.
it. Y'all be agreeing with all the shit they saying instead of jumping up on stage. That's my problem. You
Exactly.
got to start
Bro,
checking these motherfuckers, and y'all don't. Nope, nope.
Oh,
You know
what
they
up,
was out
Bree?
of line. You know they was out of line. I'm blaming y'all,
bro, you killing me.
filthy tethers.
Bria be
And this is
mad.
why they all have to go because people like Dan and all the rest of them, they're parasites and they all have to go.
I'm not even in America, you know.
Good. Stay where you are.
You're
Oh,
still a
that
parasite because
man.
you encourage the other parasites. You're still a
And
parasite.
I don't know if I
Mm,
can't remember Dan talking too much, but do you understand
I
my
understand.
personal contention, Dan? I have
Uh,
it's got nothing to do with contention against
So,
African people.
so Dan, if you understand, why don't you correct
no,
those
no, look,
folks?
because there's nuance, right? So I agree with what was saying, but
No, the nuance is you know they dead
nah, nah,
ass wrong,
listen,
and you should
no, no,
correct them.
listen. I actually agree with them, and I agree with you as well. I think,
You can't agree with them because they
listen,
wrong. How are you
listen,
going to agree with
listen,
wrong
though, listen,
information?
though,
Because you have separation anxiety too.
listen.
You're not
There's no
black. You're a
separation.
Exactly.
Ghanaian
They want
man.
to be
You're a
us.
Ghanaian man in Europe
Okay, okay.
right now.
Listen to my opinion first. All right. So Black Americans have their own identity. The thing that I disagree with what Waltham said is that there's no hard line between these cultures, like Caribbean cultures and black and
There is a
African
hard
culture.
line. There's a
He
hard line.
said that black.
I don't eat
Hold on.
jerk. I
Wait,
don't
wait,
eat a
wait, wait,
goose
Reb,
egg.
wait, Reb.
Foo
Listen what he
Listen,
foo.
said.
listen,
There's
listen.
no hard line between Caribbean cultures and African cultures. That is true. Y'all
And black
share y'all
American
share a lot.
culture as well.
No, 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 no. That's not true. You can't
Okay,
point it out.
you said that your connection to
Listen,
Africa is separate, right?
our
Hold
cuisine
on.
is different,
I'm
right?
getting to it. I'm
Our
getting
our
to it.
our music is different. The way we express ourselves is
Can I get
different.
to it though?
Even the way we interpret y'all cultures when we dress up is totally different.
And that's fine.
We look
That's
better,
fine
right?
because you have your
Like when
own
we put on
identity.
dashikis and Jamaican sandals, it just look better. On God. When y'all do it, it's just fact. Our music is different. Our cuisines, our foods, that's different. The way we speak, that's different, right? I mean, it's so much different so that y'all even like to take our AAVE, right? and assimilate into your own languages.
Okay, so
True.
let's talk about
Mm-hmm.
AAV, right? You don't think there's African influence in it? The grammatical structure and all
Mm-mm.
that?
No, sir.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Because
This
that's
the
So let's
thing,
talk.
Black.
Okay,
No, no,
okay,
Black.
okay. So
Listen.
let's okay. Let me ask you a
Wait,
question
wait,
about
wait.
the
Let me tell you.
banjo, gumbo.
Listen. Let me.
get your filthy
Let me.
funky tether
But
ass up here on
Black
this
Dan.
stage.
You talking to Drilly? Black Dan. The Your influence is going to come from your colonizer. That's why you guys speak either French and those different type of languages because of how you were colonized. And the way you speak, your particular vernacular and the way your accent and tonality is because of the cultures mixed with the people that mixed with you, your colonizer. So AAVE has nothing to do with you. This is from the South over here, okay? And from our cultures here.
And I forgot exactly the people that they were around, mostly on plantations that were like overseers, right? That
The
they picked up that
Irish,
bad
the
English
Irish
from.
probably, yeah.
And I think it was the Welsh or somebody. It's somebody with a real the way they cut bird or something closely related today. I gotta look that up.
And if you notice, I, anytime you
But
hear
what
me
I said
guys,
wasn't wrong though. The banjo, gumbo, rice and peas, Poppin'
No, bro,
John,
no,
this and all of
y'all
that.
didn't have no
Like,
guitar.
come on.
Y'all didn't have no bass
What are you
drum.
talking about?
Like, what are we talking about?
so
The banjo.
no, you didn't have the banjo. What they had was a box with strings on it. In America, we developed the banjo, and you
That,
can
that
look.
that's not
No, no,
true.
no, no. Listen, can you find? And I want you to do it for me right now. Anybody in Africa that can actually sing blues? If what you're saying is true, right?
Hmm.
If what you're saying is true, then we should see traces and evidence of it right now in the Caribbean and in the continent.
Yo yo
I need you to
We
yo yo,
do.
find me a
Hmm.
BB King.
feel
Listen,
that feeling.
because it is triggering. I need you to find me a BB King in fucking Africa, and you tell me that you guys have anything to do with it.
Holy Father,
The
none of
thing
my
is,
skin,
what
my
you
lady.
do is you embrace what is African. Y'all do have music. Y'all do have culture. Miriam,
Let me
what's her name?
swing.
Miriam Makeba in the 70s, Panta Panta. She would sing songs where she was clicking. Like, and I'm not even trying to be funny. She was
No,
she was
but that's
Bro,
what she
you're
was doing.
gaslighting, bro. That's not how music works.
shut up, Drilly. She would sing songs where she would click. The song is called Panta Panta. We even let her come to America
Panta
and she
panta.
performed, and she would come on now, let's dance Africa style, Panta Panta, and she would sing it. While y'all were doing this in 1967, we had Aretha Franklin going, chain, chain, chain. Y'all weren't doing the same things. You can't if we're connected to you any cultural way. I should see a representative of it from the continent. Give me one example.
That's not how music works, though.
You're
And you
not
know
you
that
you
you're
don't know music,
gaslighting.
sir. You
You
don't
know
know
what?
You
music.
No,
see
hold
how they
on.
butcher
You clearly
Beyonce
don't know
music?
music.
They just butchered
You
her
clearly don't
music.
know
They
music,
can't
right?
even sing
Because
Beyonce
wait,
music
hold up, right?
Wait, hold
worthily.
on. I'm
Hold
gonna
up,
give
hold up,
examples. I
hold up.
actually
No,
got
no, no,
examples.
bro,
Let
bro,
let
hold up,
black let black go then Drilly.
bro. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. This guy doesn't understand music, bro.
Look,
Both of y'all were educated in Western Europe. So what are we
Okay, right.
talking
Let me
about?
give you an
wait, what
example,
you
right?
mean?
Look at
Europe.
hip hop.
I lived in Ghana as well. Come on, man.
Look at hip hop.
Yeah,
Look at
so
hip.
but y'all left the
Oh
continent to go
my
get educated.
god,
So
bro.
what are we talking
Bro,
Look
about?
at hip
chill.
hop now, right?
Chill.
Look at hip hop in 2024. That's not how it started, right? So
It's
nobody just got up.
trash.
Nobody just got up one day and started making blues. This evolved over time. So you can't say,
It
show me somebody making blues.
Listen, sir. You're just saying stuff that you would like to fit so you could fit
Oh
in.
my
No, no,
god.
no, no,
Blues evolved from other
Dre,
forms.
no, sir. You're just saying shit that you want to tether yourself to. Blues has absolutely, and the evolution of blues, which bloomed into country, has nothing to do outside of the North American mainland. It did evolve.
The
It
48.
evolved to different types of
Mm-hmm.
jazz, R&B, which is rhythm and blues, and then it evolved into it came from gospel, and then it even to modern music today, and even all the way going into the early stages of hip hop, which was sampled folk. Shout out to James Brown. None of this stuff had to do with Africa. And I want to make clear, I'm not shitting on Africa. I'm just saying our stuff is ours and your stuff is yours. That's just what it is.
You can say that, but that's not how music works. When the
How
slaves
you
were on the
gonna tell me
plantation,
how music works?
because you clearly don't
So
know how
when
it
the
works. When the
slaves,
slaves were on
so when the
when
slaves
they were
were,
on the plantation, they
uh-huh.
had work songs, right? And those songs evolved into
So that's what
blues.
you call Negro spirituals,
Work
no?
Those
And
songs,
songs
those
boy.
evolved
songs
into blues,
evolved.
and
So
from other
those
things as
songs
well.
evolved,
So
sir.
nobody just
Those
got up one day
songs
and
then
started making
evolved
blues.
into
Just like
gospel,
how
sir. Those
nobody got up one.
so those Negro spirituals that they were singing on the plantation, right, in English, evolved into gospel, right? And that gospel music, right, would then go on to make progenitors of blues and then rhythm and blues and everything that came thereafter, right, from punk to rock to how like that's how it evolved, right, with no contributions from anyone else until the latter part of the 20th century. And that's a fact, right? If you can find me people that contributed to that, then prove it. Until you do,
They can't.
stop saying that, right? Because at this point, it sounds like you're just trying to attach yourself on to somebody else's history. And you have your own.
All
People
right.
back then when blues
I
was
see you, Mike.
created were creating their different kind of music on their respective countries, right? I mean, that's all it
That's
is, bro.
you keep
Damn.
saying when blues was created.
That's probably the W. You
You're
know,
not gonna
Nothing
dictate
nothing was
history to
created
people that
at a
created
singular
it, really.
point.
You need to stop that dumbass
Like,
shit.
how did hip hop go from hip hop hippity to what we have now,
Once
right? It
again, you're not
evolved
gonna
over
dictate
time.
to a
you
group of people
can't.
that
You guys don't
He
created the
understand
really
genre,
is a
like
man.
don't
Come
scared
on,
understand the
man.
hippie.
Drilly,
evolution of music, the evolution of sound.
you can't even say that right. Say it again. Just
Okay,
say it.
whatever, bro.
No.
How did
He
hip
I
said
hop
no
go
hop
no
from
hippity,
no
but
no. I'm about to prove a very very powerful point. At your best, you cannot even say that with the swag of a black American. That's an old word, but you get the point. You can't even deliver it. You sound like you're in Great Britain. Hip hop hippity. You see why it just doesn't work? I got my
yeah,
money on
hilarious.
Eminem before any African.
You just owned me.
I did own you. I'm owning. The thing is, if you read this is gospel music. The origins is only Black American.
Hip
Class
hop went
is
from
in
disco
session.
music to what
Disco
we have
music
now.
is also Black
How
American
did that
too.
work?
Disco
How did
music is
that work?
also Black American.
Okay.
Give
So
me that.
how did hip hop
I want anybody in here to give me an African disco singer, since he brought disco up, R&B that can actually sing R&B for real, a pop star, a blues singer, BB King, any of these things. If we're connected, you should find it represented on the continent or in the Caribbean. I'm not lying. Black, go ahead, just jump in, man.
hey, can I say
Oh,
something
I
real
see you,
quick?
Mike. I forgot you, Mike. We gotta do that. Let's go,
again? That's
Black.
not
Hey,
how anything
Yeah,
evolves.
I got
let
examples
me
I was
That
say
makes no
gonna
something
give
sense.
them actually.
real quick. I'm getting ready to hit the
So for the
church.
disco,
Hold
right?
on,
All right.
In the
hold on.
'70s,
Let Elder Max go because he's walking in the church
Look,
real fast.
oh, okay, I
yeah,
didn't
I'm getting
hear.
ready to go to church. I want to wish
Let
you
me
all a
drop a little
happy
bit.
Easter. And it's not all about Jesus. It's about how we rose from slavery. Also, I've been studying the jumbotron. You guys stay safe. Keep your mental health real. Stop arguing with these tethers because we know what it is, right? You'll have a good day, and I'll check back with you later.
Bro,
Arguing with people suffering from Stockholm syndrome and
oh, here
separation
we go,
anxiety.
bro.
This is what I'm dealing with.
This
This
guy
is
learns a new
crazy.
word every year and just uses it over and over again, man. That's crazy.
Sir, you
Here we
learned
go.
it from me, you funky tether.
Drilly, and Dan, I want you to invite other African people and diaspora people in this room. This is very important to me because we have to set the record straight. And maybe you guys just don't know the origins and the history of things. And the teacher, which is me, is going to teach you today so you don't go out there looking stupid.
You may want to change the title to something salacious to get them in here.
You're not a
Hmm
teacher, bro. You
And,
clearly
and
don't
trick them
understand how
and trick them how
things
they
evolve
and
over
gaslight them
time.
how they did me.
You're
Drilly.
gaslighting.
I'm not
You're,
gaslighting.
you're gaslighting, saying find me a hip hop artist in Africa when you know that that's
that's not.
clearly
Yeah,
That's
there
not
when
is
you know that
none.
that's
right.
Well,
clearly
if
not
you
what
had
people
one
talking
there, it
about.
shouldn't be gaslighting. You
That's
should
not
be able to pull
gaslighting.
them out your ass.
No,
You
oh
should
my
be
god.
able to
We're
throw
talking
several of
about
them
the
up in the
evolution of
jumbotron
music.
if it was that
That's not
many.
what people
And if
mean.
you had some, you would put them
When
up
people,
there.
oh my
It's
god,
not gaslighting. Did you hear
it
how
is
those
gas. Do
women
you know what
were
gaslighting
singing
means?
Beyonce song to the left, to the left? That was trash. Y'all can't do anything.
You
To the
mad if you
left, to
don't
the
have
left.
one?
That's not what.
Yeah, to the left, to the left.
See, it hurts because you know that you can't find one.
When people say hip hop music and all these songs came from African styles of music, we didn't say there were African
And it's a
people
cap.
rapping.
And it's
It
a cap. It
evolved
doesn't
from
come from
African
Africa. It comes
genres.
from here.
So
Oh
you
my
tell me,
god.
Jin, because this is the dumbest thing. That's
Old,
worse.
old.
That's worse than the Caribbean saying it. How did hip hop music come from Africa in any remote way?
The influences came from Africa. Nobody said people in Africa were rapping. That's
What
not how
Y'all
influences?
music
didn't
evolves.
influence
Nobody
anything.
got
Influences
up one day
though.
and started
Y'all didn't
mumbling.
influence
Drilly.
anything.
I want
No,
Drilly
nobody
to
got up one day and started
Drilly.
mumble rapping.
Drilly, I
Like
want you to
that shit
tell me.
evolved over time.
Listen, Drilly, who in Africa influenced hip hop?
You're
How?
saying who?
What?
You're saying who?
I said even what? Give me any example of how anything African influenced hip hop.
Oh, okay, I
Drums,
just told you
rhythm.
We're
the
gonna break
style
that
of
down too.
music,
That's
the
not hip
style
hop,
of
by the way.
music, the style of music that the slaves brought over here were
They didn't
African styles
bring.
of music.
They did
Jesus
not
Christ.
bring a style of music, sir.
Yes, yeah. What do you mean they didn't bring?
I'm about to do a quick reset again, just so you know. Rhea was in a space held by a Haitian and I think a Jamaican. And when I came in, somehow they were saying that gospel music has to do with a lot of people in the rest of the world. Unbeknownst to them and their ignorance and stupidity, gospel literally is an American genre. You may sing Christian music, you may sing about Jesus, but that's not gospel music. That is contemporary Christian music, it's worship music, you know what I'm saying? But it's not gospel. Gospel is literally born on the plantation. Anybody in here that comes from Africa or whatever, take out your pens and paper. There's something called the pentatonic scale. When they would give these broken instruments to the slaves on the plantations, the white master, as they were worshiping the God given to them by the Christian Bible, which was not from Africa, they gave us that Christianity. But all they had was broken notes, and they played everything on the black notes. That's called the pentatonic scale, which is the core for all your Negro spirituals, which later birthed everything else. It is That's the pentatonic scale, you guys. Watch you hear the southern twang in that top part. The piano is European. Its predecessor is the harpsichord. So this is what was in America, not in Africa. The bass drum also is European, and the snare drum is European. Africans were Y'all was hitting random stuff. Y'all were communicating in drums, which is very good. They could hit drums and trees and stumps, and they could communicate across. But the beat, the boom, tap, boom, boom, tap, that is only American. So your beat is North America. I just told you where these things came from. So as I move forward, we understand the origins of this history. Then you had white spirituals because white people were also listening to them black slaves making their music and they wanted to sing it too. Swing low, swing chariot, because they were listening to black. That's why if you go to white churches today, you can actually hear white churches singing our music. Some of them are doing really damn good, Martha Manusi, but you cannot find an African church, you cannot find a Caribbean church that can bring gospel. And that's not me being funny. I'm not trying to be funny. It's just that the history and the culture doesn't connect. It's North American. If Find me an African gospel singer. not Christian contemporary, and bring it to play it on your thing. She better sound like Mahalia Jackson, Aretha Franklin, Shirley Caesar. I better hear them African musicians as good as I am, because they're not. They have something completely different. That is the truth, and it's not
What's the
even
most
debatable.
what's the most
Trilly,
famous
stop just talking. Let somebody else talk. You just saying stuff. Let's go to Mike. Go ahead.
what's the most famous gospel song? What's the most popular
Good, good,
gospel song ever created?
Doesn't matter.
good
Go ahead,
morning,
Mike.
guys. He is risen today. Hey, how can you guys hear me? I'm on my studio now. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Um, Not gospel, but one of the genres I listen to a lot is punk. And back in the day, it was, alternative, but it had gotten mainstream for a while. And if you would indulge me to listen to 30 seconds of a white guy singing a song, he'll tell you right in the song where all this came from. So hold on just a sec.
Rolling around like your front page news. Lonely eyes in your motorcycle boots. Tattooed heart and your jet black hair. Rolling round like you don't care.
So he said till the black man
Hey,
taught
hey,
him how to sing the
real,
blues.
real quick, Mike, put a pin right there, right? So y'all remember I gave y'all that pentatonic scale, right? That dude was he was right there on the black pentatonic scale because the origins of even that is blues. If you know music like you can actually listen to things and actually hear its origin and breakdown and know where it came from. As he sang that, I knew he was singing on the pentatonic scale, and the rhythm, whatever it is blues in its origin, which is what Mike just played with that white boy singing. You will not find on the continent because it's North American from the plantation. Man, I hope y'all taking these notes. Be humble enough. So you don't want to go out there just to try to prove a point or continue to argue. Be humble enough to say, you know what? I didn't know that. That's the problem with y'all. You're too arrogant and self-absorbed to say, I didn't know. I learned something today. That does make sense. I can't find any blues singers. Eric Clapton, another white boy. You can't find this in the continent because it's not germane to that culture.
What's the most popular gospel song ever created?
It don't matter. You done,
Was
Mike? Are you?
is it Amazing Grace? Is it Amazing Grace or not?
Yes, that's written by John Newton and a slave. But go ahead,
Okay,
Mike.
okay. That was the
Well,
first
it,
gospel song. That was the song that started the
That
whole
wasn't the
genre.
first. That wasn't the
Yes, it
first.
was.
Sir, stop
That was the
talking.
song. That was the song that brought God.
That's what you call a
Prove
But
it.
white.
you
That was the
still
song
had
that
Prove
brought
nothing
it.
to
gospel
do
to
with
North
that.
America
Prove
You
it.
before it was
Africans still
adopted
had
Prove it.
nothing to do with
by
that.
African Americans.
come on. The first gospel songs were sung in the fields, people.
No, they
Right.
what the heck?
Yes, they
No, they
were,
weren't.
sir. Yes,
No, they
they
weren't.
were. Then
Uh,
when John Newton
Prove it.
wrote
Prove it to me.
I'm
Post it up in the jumbotron.
listen. John Newton, who was a slave trader, by the way. You know what I'm saying? When his ship was actually about to be destroyed in a storm, he asked God to have amazing grace on him. And the song Amazing Grace, again, was written by the pentatonic scale by black slaves. So in the
Oh my.
Library of Congress, when you go read about the Amazing Grace, it'll have John Newton, then it'll have the person of the music as an unknown slave. This has nothing to do with anybody else, sir. Let's go ahead and get to Black Native.
Hey, Lawrence, thank you for the music lesson. It was weird how they were trying to argue with you, and you're actually a musician. I played classical, self-taught. Was raised around a music family. My aunt was a famous opera singer in New York, and we had a piano, and was self-taught. But I would say ragtime initially was like one of the first songs, I believe, what to be recorded, and then it branched off into, I believe, what jazz, and then it branched off into, I believe, what rhythm and blues, rock and roll, country. All of those forms of music are North American or specifically Black American music. It's like I don't understand this debate or conversation. I was raised when hip hop first started. Nobody in the hood was listening to African people when hip hop started. All of the music was taken from old R&B, and it was mixed in with rhymes. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get this remixing of our culture. The shit is weird to me, and you're actually breaking down the scale on the piano. And I know you're a musician. You know what I'm saying? So you would know better than anyone. You even had, I mean, a white man in this space letting them know. Like sometimes white people have to say it in order for other melanated people to believe it, because they won't believe it when we say it. You had Jesse Ventura, who was the governor of what, Minnesota at the time, and he said all forms of American music is Black American music, all forms, club music, rock and roll, any kind of form of music that you hear in this country, we created, and then it breaks into other forms. But the originators of it are Black Americans. I don't understand why. And the banjo, because I had a debate with somebody else, is an easy Google search, was created here in this country by a Black American. I mean, you got a smartphone, use it to be smart sometime. This is not rocket science. I feel it's actually insulting for them to assume that everything that we've done in this country stems from them when they can't even produce it in their own country. And when you spoke about the African woman, what was her name? Makeba?
Yeah, Miriam Makeba. Yeah.
Miriam Makeba. It's a video out. I just saw the video, I believe, 3 or 4 days ago, where her singing with Patti LaBelle, one of our greatest
Oh,
vocalists.
that was Celia Cruz. I had posted. That was Patty and Celia Cruz. Celia
Oh, was
Cruz.
that you? Oh, okay, okay. Because
Uh,
I was about to say you could hear the difference in
yeah.
the music style, the singing
Well,
style.
I also put up a 1967 clip of Miriam Makeba and Aretha Franklin. You know what I'm saying? I'll share that one too. And
Yeah,
you
share
just,
that one.
yeah,
But see,
the
Okay,
audience didn't
my
so
know.
mother, my grandmother, who was born in 1900, which was my mother's mother. That's how I found out about Mahalia Jackson, through my mother, because her mother loved Mahalia Jackson. And that was in that time. It's so many different gospel. When it was weird, because I was in the space with Rhea, and I couldn't believe how they were literally. Everybody knows that gospel music is a Black American way that we worship and we praise the Lord. Like you have other people that, like you said, worship and praise, but it's not gospel. That's specifically designated to us and everybody on the planet. When they hear the word gospel music, they automatically know Black American music, Black American church music. White people will come into our churches. I mean, come on, we can then go down the list and listen to us. So for them to come and say that everything that we've created in this country, specifically from the mud, somehow ties back to Africa when they can't produce any other Africans actually doing this. Maybe now more recent,
They
but if you
still
go,
can't. They still can't, Black Native, even right
bro,
now.
if I use your logic, right, I can say name one person in 1992 that was rapping like Eminem or rapping like Lil Durk, and then we
because
could
you
say,
do know
oh,
that music
exactly.
evolves, right? You
As
do
that's what I'm
understand that, but
saying. That's what I've been saying the
but
whole
we're
time. Like
saying
music
the
evolves. You're right.
origins. We're talking about the origins of a thing. That's what you're not understanding. We're talking about the beginnings of a thing. Because like I said, ragtime was initially, I believe, one of the first that was recorded, but then it evolved into all these different genres. And so it, of course, hip hop evolves, everything evolves. Humans evolve, hopefully. You know what I'm saying? So that your logic doesn't make sense to me. We're
No,
talking about the
my logic makes
origin.
perfect sense. I'm telling you that
Prove us then. Prove
the
it then.
origins were from Africa. I didn't say
Okay, let
Africans
me tell you
invented hip
something.
hop.
I'm from New
Hold
The
York.
on.
Come on,
origins
don't
were from
interrupt
Africa.
me, brother.
Jesus
I'm from.
Christ.
Black Native was talking. So if you want to speak Drilly like everybody else, you will have some manners and raise your hand. Go ahead, Black Native. It might be that double mute. Go ahead.
Thank you, Lawrence. I'm from the place that they say hip hop was born. I can guarantee you this. I was dating a DJ. I knew all the top DJs. Near one of them was listening to African music and putting it on a backdrop as a and rapping over that. We were using our own people's music. One of the most, James Brown, he was the most imitated. Barry White, it was all different styles. Glover Washington Jr., a jazz singer. Nobody was listening to African music
I
and
didn't say
rapping
you
off of
were.
that.
I never said you
And
were.
if you could find it, play it.
I never said you were. Like
So what are you
you're
saying?
I'm saying that oh
That's
my
the
god.
origins of hip
I'm
hop did not come out of
okay.
Africa because you can't produce it. You can't
Okay.
produce a
You
rapper.
can't
You can't
produce it
produce it.
now. Yep.
So if it's the origin of a thing, then it should be everybody in Africa should be able to know hip hop and know the bass and do, but you can't produce none of it. So your argument falls short and it's void. That's all I'm
That
saying.
that
Thank you,
makes no sense.
Lawrence, for letting.
If
Well,
I
it doesn't make sense to you because you
if,
don't want it to make
can
sense. You want to
Little Dirk
continue to add
Little Dirk
something
rap
into a
like
culture that is non-existent.
LL Cool
You
J?
have Black Americans in there telling you the origins. You have an actual pianist playing and breaking it down, and it doesn't make sense. So you want to be illogical at this point. You don't want to learn information. You want to be combative, and you want to come up with a false narrative. So that's the only thing I'm getting from it. But I'm a land, Lawrence. Thank you for allowing me to speak.
No, thank you for your submission. The thing is I don't I don't ever just say stuff. If you really pay attention to me, I only talk about what I know about. You never hear me talking about who won the Super Bowl. I don't even remember who played in it. You know what I'm saying? But I know the music about it. You know, so you won't hear me arguing about that. This right here, oh, when I walked into that space, I was definitely triggered. Because the thing is, I actually respect African music. As a musician and a creator and a composer, when I'm doing my play, the play that I produced, the award-winning one, I actually was pulling in African sounds because I actually put some African influence in it. But it was African stuff. There's different culture, different sounds, different history, different pull from Africa. And I respect that. But it's not gospel. You guys in that space you're so ignorant to it, you really don't even know what gospel is. Because when you use the examples that you used, you didn't know what the hell you were talking about.
Like Amazing Grace?
Give me a modern gospel song, really, any African. To include you, Black.
We're talking about the first one,
No,
right? We're talking
sir.
about who invented
Tell
it.
me any
Amazing Grace is the
name a
first gospel
gospel.
song.
No, name a gospel singer from Africa. Name one.
Wartime.
Go ahead, Ms. Ray. I see
That
you, Greg.
I can name a lot of African gospel singers. They sing in African languages though.
That's not gospel. That's not gospel.
Why does it have to be in English for it to be gospel? What are you talking
There
about?
because
That
these
makes no
are
sense at all.
because sir, these are Negro spirituals. They're birthed on a plantation. You can't sing gospel in another language. You can't. It's impossible.
Swing low, sweet chariot. That's
Right,
gospel.
right.
So can
Um,
you rap? How about rap?
we're
When you
gonna
rap
get
in Spanish, is it still rap or is it a different thing?
put your hand up, Drilly. Um,
Exactly.
It's
I,
Exactly.
I, I'm
Spanish
a,
hip hop. It's
we're
Spanish hip
gonna
hop. It's exactly
Yeah,
what
Oh,
it is.
okay.
Called genre music. That's what it is.
But
that
it's still hip
and
hop,
that's
right?
all that is. And to be honest, we're gonna keep it a buck. Hip hop has become so watered down. It's just easy. That's why other people everywhere are doing it. But I tell you this, I bet y'all ass can't sing shit. Sing some gospel. Sing it. That's all I want. You know what I'm saying? Give me a Clark sister anywhere else outside of America. Give me a Tim Burrell. Give me a Fantasia. Give me an Aretha Franklin. Give me a Shirley Caesar. Give me a Mahalia Jackson. I can go on till I run out of breath. Give me a gospel choir. Give me a Can't Stop Praising His Name. Give me that bump. Anywhere else in the world, you cannot. I promise you, you can't. I'm begging you to. I've done the research. That's how I know.
Bro, that's like saying find me a Little Wayne in the UK. Like
You
obviously when
can't. Guess what? You can't.
exactly when rap came to the UK, they changed it. They did their own
The
thing.
I have a
UK,
You
no,
you,
question.
you can't expect to
UK,
say
UK
find me
rap
an
is
Aretha
comedy.
Franklin in Africa.
But I want to
They
go to.
obviously did
I
it
UK
their
want to. I
own
want
rap
to
way.
go to
is
Greg
nothing
though.
but
Go ahead,
Chicago
Greg.
drill. Chicago drill. That's all they do. That's what UK rap is at the
No,
moment. Chicago
no, it's
drill.
not.
It
Yes, the
really
fuck
It's
it
is.
very
is.
different. It's very
Yes,
different.
the
No,
fuck
it's
it
not.
I
is.
gotta drop
The
down.
only
I can't.
Now,
difference
your
is that
underground,
English
hold
accent.
on,
That's the only
see,
difference.
this is where you stupid motherfuckers don't know, and I'm calling you stupid
See,
motherfuckers
here we
because
go with the ad
number
hocs.
one, you got to be a complete utter fool to think that anything originated from you, and you cannot produce or find an artist or anyone to do the same thing right now. That when that brother said blues was created in fucking Africa, nigga, I damn near had a conniption. I almost
Who
had a
said that?
fucking man. One of them
Greg,
motherfuckers
that's
said
why
it up
I
there.
opened the space, Greg. That's why I had to open it. I don't even open spaces.
I damn near died in my seat, man. I was like, yo, first of all, you couldn't have created anything. You weren't here at the time during the American Civil War. You weren't here. That's when it was created after that. You weren't here. And I love this. Oh man, we added on. Yes, you added on, but it ain't what you created though.
Africans didn't add on to blues either. They didn't to be you. We could say, Greg, that maybe some people may have later down the line contributed to
You know
hip
what they
hop.
contributed to? Hip hop.
Yeah,
That's
they
the
could, but that's
only
it.
modern genre that they contributed to.
That's
Hip
it.
hop. And
Yo, one time, can I play something real
After
quick?
Greg,
Fela Kuti, you know, the one y'all, the Afro beats originator. You go into the archives and look at videos of Fela Kuti and talk interviews and have him tell you where he got the inspiration for Afro beats from. And then you can go on to Bob Marley, and he'll tell you where he got his inspiration for his music. I can tell you that inspiration came from us, not from no African, to create the new genre of music that y'all listen to today. So don't sit. I can't stand you niggas trying to wrap yourselves and weave yourselves into some shit that y'all have no creation in. The brother earlier in that space before I left made a great fucking point. How the fuck can you compare 881,000 people to 2 million and say you possibly had a major contribution to anything? We would have put it on record. Everything we have is on fucking record. Do y'all niggas forget? Did y'all niggas just all of a sudden just stumble into goddamn information? Shit is on record of who started what. The white people who took it all will tell you who started what, where they got it from, what was the
Where
inspiration.
where the records at?
Oh my fucking God.
It's like
Ignore Drilly.
arguing with a
We
fifth
have
grader.
actual fucking albums, recorded sound, you fuck boy.
That
Can I
that's
can
not
I
how it
just say
works.
this?
Just because somebody
Gospel
makes an album
music.
doesn't mean they came up with it.
Man, you could look at
Shit.
any documentary. I implore you to go look at the Marcellus Branford documentary
Yeah.
when he talks about the origins of jazz and where it came from. Motherfuckers, you niggas just want to attach yourselves to something that is great. And I get it. I get it. I get it.
But can you give us the autonomy of having something that is solely ours? Just like you have your fucking goddamn culture. It's solely yours. We cannot interject, infuse, or do anything to interrupt that. We can't be included in that. So when we make our own and it becomes popular, and it becomes worldwide, and it becomes the goddamn culture of the world, oh, everybody has to take part in that. We can't have it for
Bro, you're
ourselves.
rambling,
No,
bro.
you have to. No, I'm not rambling. I'm telling the fucking truth.
They call jazz
Now we're
African.
in a space
African.
where I don't
What
give
they
a
call
fuck
jazz?
what you
They
say,
call jazz
homie.
African
You
music,
can
bro.
go. You can say it till the cows come home, nigga.
And
Don't
don't
make
make
it
it
true.
true.
Don't make it
Don't,
true.
don't make it true.
But I got
Gospel music is from the
it up.
soul. Gospel music is from heartache. Gospel music was birthed from the plantations, like where Africans. I mean, you initially they were, but then it evolved into something else, and we were a whole new
They
different
didn't
type
even
of
have
people.
churches like
It's
that over
called
there.
spirit.
Right,
Yes.
but
See
we're
what she just said. That's
Africans, and
true.
what y'all have
That's what I'm saying.
spirituals. You have
Black
spirituals.
native. You're
That's not
right. I agree with you.
gospel.
I agree with you. What you just said is the truth.
Yeah,
Right.
chants and
It
grunts.
started off as African shit, and then they evolved into your
But
shit.
No, sir.
it started in North America. You forgetting that part. It
When the
didn't
African
branch from
slaves,
why
but
this
they
is
were
the
African
thing.
slaves.
Show some Africans singing
Oh my
gospel.
god! That see
Yeah,
now you're going back to
no,
this
I
shit.
know because you keep
I,
saying that it's created there. Prove it.
bro,
See,
again,
Black
this is
Americans, we have
Listen, I'm sorry to cut you off, Black. There's something that we say. I say it's called put up or shut up. I'm
th- th-
all about receipts. I'm all about receipts. And what makes me know this is true? First off, let's say hip hop, rapping. This is something that kind of comes to Black American people naturally. A lot of us Black American kids, when we're born in the church. That's your greatest musicians in the world come out of the Black American church. That's why these things just kind of happen to us because it's our culture. It's not your culture. That's why you cannot give me an example. You can run your mouth, but you cannot find me one person in Africa that can sing like anybody I've named. You can't find me no going up in yonders. You can't find me no call them up. You can't find me no bump. You can't find me no. I can go till I'm out of breath. There's none of them. There is not one African gospel singer that has ever existed. That's a bold statement coming from Lawrence, but you can't produce them. Produce one, and I'll wait.
Hey Lawrence, who's saying
Y'all
something
don't
about
understand how shit evolves, but it's okay. It's alright.
What's up? I see y'all hands too, by the way. Black, you there? I think she got. I don't know who was next. I'm gonna assume it was uh IGZ clothing, and then we'll do Grimes, and then I see Miss and Mike. Go ahead.
I just was going to ask you, and I'm dropping. Who's
Yeah, go
saying
ahead.
something about the name of Jesus? What's the heavy set black, light skinned dude that be like, I love
Something
him.
about the name Rance
I
Allen.
love that
There's no
dude.
Rance Allen anywhere else but Black America.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That just exists in us. Before I get to that next hand, I dare to push. Listen to a lot of African people talk, right? Listen to their physical structure of their voices. It's very, very much like that. And yes, sir. It doesn't have the same boom as Black Americans. There's a reason that no one in the world can have these thunderous shouts like Patti LaBelle and Aretha Franklin and Fantasia and Jennifer Hudson. Notice no one can do it. Have you just pay attention? No one can. I do believe that this is some type of maybe physical evolution or some spiritual something because no one can produce it. My when you talk Black native, there's a heaviness and a texture to your voice that other women in other places, white women, Africans and stuff, cannot repeat just by you talking. With my talking, the heaviness in my voice, you know what I'm saying? The thunder, the boom, the shout, you know? It's not being produced anywhere. But let's go ahead. Go ahead, Iconic.
So, Drilly, let me ask you something. I've learned that you guys do have a culture. And why are you guys making videos just stealing from each other? Like literally stealing spaghetti from each other?
What? Stealing spaghetti from? What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
listen, bro. This is all over Facebook, bro. Millions of views.
All over Facebook. You think African culture is based on Facebook and Instagram?
I don't know. I mean, you like to step into other people's culture, so
I mean,
and no, and I don't
what do you
see
want to know?
anybody. I don't see anybody repeating what you guys are doing. I just see them laughing at you as I read the comments.
Well,
But
what's going on? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about your homeland, where you come from.
You're talking about my homeland, where I come from. What does that
Bro,
have to do with
all right,
music?
let me tell you something. You guys are producing videos. I don't know if this is
Why you
unbeknownst to
keep saying you guys?
you guys.
What are you talking
This
about?
is your
Who's
culture,
you
Drilly.
guys? Who's you
Drilly,
guys?
this is your
Specify you
culture.
guys.
This is
Specify
your
you guys.
listen.
Specify you guys, and then
There is
I'll engage.
only you guys producing this content,
Here
okay?
we go.
Of
Specify
stealing
who you guys
spaghetti
is.
from each other with ripped up clothes, dirt
Stealing
on the
spaghetti.
ground, and mud huts, okay?
Yeah,
Running in between them and shit.
yeah,
That's
that's
you
what we
guys,
do.
and it's all
Yeah.
over Facebook, okay?
Oh no, you're right. You're right. That's us. What about it?
That's what's up. Oh, who
I'm
was
glad you can admit that. That's all you gotta do,
Bro,
man.
that's terrible trolling,
But
bro.
no one's gonna
Terrible.
repeat that
Absolutely
culture. I
terrible.
just want to let you know. No one's repeating that culture.
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead, Grimes.
What does that have to do with us inventing the blues? Like, you let me know.
Shit.
Yeah, he's talking about trolling, but this is the same dude that was in the other space talking about we be trying to side with the white supremacists. No, nigga, we have to
I wasn't
remind you,
talking to you. I was talking to Rio.
nigga, go
Stop
back on
injecting
mute.
yourself in there.
Hit dog holler. Go back on mute. Now, no, now notice how this dude is in feeling some type of way because he literally tried to pull that bullshit. When you're in our spaces, you have all the smoke in the world for us. We have to literally remind you to have smoke for the white supremacists when they be trolling our spaces. So as
Who?
far
I'm never in your spaces. Like, what white
you
supremacists are
guys,
you talking
like
about?
I'm gonna be like I kind of you guys, like
Oh
you,
my
your culture,
god.
your people.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh my
I'll
god.
bring that
Whatever.
up at the next African meeting. I'll bring that up
Yeah,
because
and then I'm gonna
we
bring up
all
what
talk
I
to each
just
other.
said in the next meeting or the next troll space that you niggas have. But anyway, here's the thing, and like the sister said earlier, and I basically just come to this conclusion. You all know I normally come to this conclusion with the Democrats and all of that, but it's like that with the white supremacists that come in and troll. It's like that with these settlers that come here to troll. It's nothing that they say is really rooted in truth. They just babble. They just talk. They'll just pull whatever out of their ass to try to get some type of reaction out of us. And they're upset every time when we bring the facts, when we bring the truth, when we bring receipts. The thing is, they didn't expect. They thought that we were just supposed to take whatever claim or whatever threat they hurl at us. We come with receipts with about you all's culture. And if we really see and notice that a lot of times they'll say we have no culture. Next thing you know, here they are trying to attach themselves to the culture that we allegedly didn't have. We are the motherfucking culture. We influence every motherfucking thing. If we didn't have one, you wouldn't bring y'all fleeing asses over here to tether off of what we build over here and try to mimic and do everything that we do, whether it's in music, whether it's in entertainment, whether it's in style clothing or type of food or whatever. You wouldn't like if we didn't have a culture, you wouldn't be so busy trying to be like us. Fuck out of here.
Go ahead, Miss America, and then Mike.
Can y'all hear me? I'm driving, but I'm like speeding to get to Atlanta. Can y'all
Yeah,
hear
yeah.
me?
Don't speed. Drive that speed limit.
Okay. Good morning, everybody, and happy Easter. I don't know if all our people are active Christians, or sometimes people just like to listen to gospel music for motivation. That's what I thought this space was. And just by going off of what I assume by past experiences on this app, y'all were probably listening, and you're listening to gospel music. You're talking about the holiday when these trolls came in. Um, any other day, it's whatever. It's fun. It's just something to kill time. I be bored at home. I live in South Georgia, in rural South Georgia, so I just be on the land board. But today on Easter, I feel like we shouldn't give them any attention, especially when we know that they're just trying to stir up issues, and they don't know what they're talking about, right? And they're being hypocritical. Gospel music's origin isn't anywhere but the United States. and their creators would be the American Negro, the Black American, whatever you like to call yourself. But you know who we're talking about, us and our people. These are the same people who go out of their way to shame our people who practice Christianity, and tell us to come to the continent and experience whatever their practices are, because Christianity was given to us by the white man who erased our culture. So why would Christian music at all be African? That makes no sense. And then also, gospel music's origin, its roots, the meaning behind gospel music and hymns is Christianity, right? This is church music. So when they say Africans created it, no, they didn't. If you're referring to folk songs about getting through triumph or whatever they were singing wherever, that's not gospel music. Everybody has folk songs. The Japanese and the Korean have folk songs when they was going to war and they was ravaging and raping each other men. Europeans have folk songs. Irish people have folk songs. So it's not the same thing, and I don't think that we should be giving them any attention. But I'm going to stay. I'm going to listen for a little bit. Should we do go back to listening to music, I would like to make a request. My favorite gospel song, Magnified by Marvin Sapp. Proud Black American Christian man, no African, great song. So in your free time or today when you're on your way home from church, wherever you're going, listen to that song because it's great.
Yes, Marvin Sapp, another Black American gospel artist. And we can name drop all day long, you know. And Miss America. So there was a space held by Haitian people and Jamaicans and stuff, and
Jamaicans,
yeah,
Jamaican
Jamaicans and stuff, and they were. Rhea had tagged me to the space, and I heard these people saying that gospel music and blues comes from Africa. You know, me being, you know, just in our culture, so immersed and a musician of that, I was extremely offended because it has nothing to do with it. And what I don't understand is why people cannot be a proud. I'm gonna tell you this: Asians, Koreans do mimic gospel music better than even Africans and Caribbeans. That's how far apart it is.
That's a good point.
It,
And not to interrupt you, but I was going to mention that and I forgot. When these people from international countries come to America because they want to pursue gospel music or imitate gospel music, they come here. They don't go to Africa. They don't go to Jamaica. They don't go to Haiti to learn up under whoever they got over there for gospel music. They come to America and they sit up under Kirk Franklin, quite literally.
Quite literally, there are actually colleges in Asian countries where they have Kirk Franklin literally as an elective subject to learn music, and they practice black music. That's why when you see on social media a lot of Asians where they done practiced and got down. A lot of it's just deep study. You know what I'm saying? They're mimicking, but guess what? They ain't running around here trying to pretend that they created it or had anything to do with it. That's the problem. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you can participate all you. The problem was when you say that comes from us. That's when it becomes problematic. Because what I don't understand, I do understand. This is what I'm feeling is that Black American culture is the culture. It's the most popular culture on the face of the planet. Beyonce can put her pinky toe in any continent, and there's going to be thousands and droves of people coming to see Beyonce. That's not happening with people from these other countries, Africans and stuff like that. The first African ever to actually fill a stadium in the U.S. was Burna Boy, and that's because he samples Black American music. You know, what you call it, Afro beats. Its origins is Black American. Fela Kuti would tell you that. Soul, funk, and jazz. He says that. You can Google it to fact check me because that's what it is. And then to modern today Afro beats is them actually sampling Black American music and making beats that are rhythm and blues here, and then they're just calling it Afro beats. Because the truth of the matter is, the global world is not interested in African music. The global world is not listening to Mexican mariachi music. The global world is not listening to native Chinese music, the little, you know, ching, 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 ching. Everybody got their own cultures. But that hip hop, that R&B, that beat, that everything, and guess what? The fashion and culture and swag and talk and everything that comes out of hip hop is people wanting to be black. When I get on YouTube and I see little white kids and Mexican kids talking about, what's up, my nigga? What's up, my nigga? You know what I'm saying? That's them trying to be black. And those Mexican kids, y'all are the same thing as those people. You know what I'm saying? A Mexican kid talking about, what's up, my nigga? That's the same, that's how y'all sound. So the culture is, I get it. And if you're melanated, and then you go to a place where people have called you black just in words, it's like Rehab says, separation anxiety, right? You don't want to be separated from that black American culture, but you have nothing to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like what happened in Alabama with that fight with the folding chair and all that kind of stuff. You have Africans, so yeah, that's us. We did that. No, that's
Man, Cap, prove
Alabamans.
it.
That's
That never
Alabamans.
happened, bro. There
No,
were no Africans talking about we did that. When did that happen? When did Africans say
on
we did
social
that?
media,
That
sir.
never.
On social media. That's all. But
Oh my
the
god, bro.
point of the matter is, Drilly, I understand. If I was a kid growing up in Africa and I looked on the TV, because y'all get Western media out there, and I saw Beyonce, and I saw Michael Jackson, and I saw Tupac, and I saw Kanye, and I saw all these black American people. And then I look up and we've got Panta Panta and you know what I'm saying? And that's rich culture. And I'm not even being joking. That's that culture. The click sound is not a made up thing. You know what I'm saying? That's a real thing. You gonna
Okay,
wanna be a
Lawrence,
part
I
of.
got a question for you though. I got a question for you, right? So, can you name the time when American music dominated African, like what the type of music Africans listen to? Even now, does
Forever,
American hip hop music
forever,
dominate in Africa right now?
Always.
forever.
That-
I can
so,
literally
if we go
show.
on the
I can.
Apple Music charts, do American songs dominate the African charts over there?
We dominate the world charts. I
No,
can
no,
no
no, you
listen,
don't.
listen. Yes, we do, sir.
No, no, you
Yes,
don't.
we
Africa
do,
is
But
just
sir.
one continent, sir. Nice
The
try.
biggest artists on earth are American and then European. We dominate the world. Listen, the biggest artists in Africa cannot come to the United States, China, or Great Britain and think they're going to sell out stadiums. But you know who can? Black
Michael Jackson
Americans.
did.
Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, rappers. I mean, I can go till I run out of breath. Everywhere we go, we do. You know what I'm saying? There is no black artist or melanated artist bigger than Beyonce. There is not one that exist. So I can pull up footage because, like I said, I've done the research. I'm not making this up. Of video footage of the '60s of when black people went to go visit Africa and they recorded it, and you've seen Africans in there listening to James Brown and trying to wear afros. They just couldn't pull it off. They didn't know how to do it. And this is actually on footage, on camera. And these people from the '60s, little black
Africans
people.
couldn't pull off afros.
No, sir. Afros
Bro,
is
you sound
us.
ridiculous.
No, sir.
You sound
You guys weren't wearing afros. See, the thing is, what makes stuff pop and culture is Black American. The video that I had earlier with Michael Jackson and Cher, Michael Jackson had an afro, and somehow Cher done picked her hair out to where she had an afro too. But this is in America, while they were singing soul. You know what I'm saying? And James Brown was going black and I'm black and I'm proud. That movement wasn't in Africa. Y'all was in your tribal cultures. Y'all weren't doing soul and black and I'm proud and all that kind of stuff. But y'all was listening to us and it's on footage. I'm not
You
making
guys
this.
weren't doing that either. When Kwame Ture came to America in the South, with the first Black Panther Party, like he was trying his best to convince people to actually be on some Black Power shit. Like they weren't with it. And there's
Yeah,
a whole
because y'all didn't
documentary
like the
about it.
word Negro. You didn't
There's a
like
whole
the word
documentary about it. I
Negro.
can post it up. How
That's
Black people in
why.
the South resisted Kwame Ture in the first Black Panther Party.
I
So
forgot you got that.
don't
That
be on here
that.
trying to lie
I
and say you were
forgot.
just pro Black all the time.
No, the pro-black movement is us, sir. When people think about the pro-black movement, when people think about blackness, when you go to your computer, Drilly, right now, Google these words, Black Power, then click image. Tell me how many Africans you see. We're going to get to Dan. No, I think it was Mike T, then Dan. Go ahead, Mike.
What do you mean? Africa gaining its independence is the biggest symbol of Black power in the
Sir,
60s. Like, what are you talking?
do what I said. Google Black Power and click image. That's all I said. Ain't no African gonna pop up. I've done this already.
There's even a video
So
of some people from the Black Americans from the 60s that went over to Ghana, and they were talking about how backward it was and how they were showing them how to do the dances, but they were just blown away by, how disconnected they felt. And this is an old video.
Yeah, I seen that one. Yep. Yep.
so so Lawrence, let's continue the music lesson, and this little clip is for Black Native. I'm sure she'll recognize it, and I know you will. So, um,
Ragtime.
Hmm.
exactly,
Yeah.
and that is Scott Joplin, who was born in
Yep.
1868. Uh, that where did that come from? That didn't come from Africa, I don't think. Uh, and 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 that was recorded way back. One of the first recordings after Edison developed the ability to record on a cylinder. And then I just want to play one more real quick for Miss America, who actually has looks like she's left the room, but I'll play this for her.
Come on. See, that's like gospel.
Um, this is the kind of stuff that I listen to myself, along with all that punk and the Grateful Dead, who a good portion of their music is developed from folk and American folk and Negro spirituals. And for anyone to make the argument that any real music, anything that fills stadiums, that gets people together, brings people from all over the place to see and listen to get the idea that that didn't come from um, Black America, from I'll use the word Negro spirituals. That's it's not even an argument. I don't know why we're giving oxygen to somebody who obviously, one thing I don't do is get into a battle of wits with someone who is obviously unarmed, and I'll drop it there.
Oh, that. Ooh,
Wow,
I'm,
you
I'm
just
still.
dropped
Wait,
the
wait. I'm still
you
in
just
that
dropped the
one.
mic.
Burn!
I'm
You
still.
literally gave no proof
Burn!
whatsoever of what you said
I'm
at
still in
all.
that one.
No proof
Someone.
whatsoever. You just play some beats and then you
So wait,
talk to
Shut
people.
up, Drilly. Shut up, Drilly. You don't raise your hand and be put to the listener. You're the student here, okay? See, don't try to be contrarian because you haven't brought anything of substance.
So
You.
I
Go
want to put
ahead.
the onus of it on him, right? He's always talking about prove it. He'll bring up these pseudo facts and his alternative facts, right? But he never posts any of it, right? He never substantiates his argument. So if
Okay,
you have
first
the
of
I
all,
think the
argument,
no one
right?
1868
has ever said that
recording
punk
pretty
was
much
started
shut
by
the
black
room down.
people. Punk was not started by black people at all. There's
Um,
nothing about punk that has anything to do with
so it comes, punk,
black
I
people
believe,
at all.
comes from
He
grunge,
just
and grunge was started by a black woman, I believe, in Washington,
grunge.
somewhere in that
That's
area.
right. That's a
What, like
fact.
UK
So
garage music?
yeah,
Played a recording
that's
from
Black American music. So,
1868, Drilly. It's over.
or at least it was
It's
started
it's
by
over.
a black woman. So but I mean,
What, like you? What are you talking about? Grunge music?
Yes,
yes.
it was
What
created
black
by
Drilly,
a
people?
black American woman and
Okay.
rock. If you even look, you need to watch Cadillac Records. Like that kind of goes a little bit into blues. The Rolling Stones got their name from Muddy Waters. Europeans
exactly.
will come over to our country to study our music. Look, we got
Hmm.
something called First Sundays, which is Black American. It was a what on BET at one time. It was Black American gospel, and you had white people coming in there too, but wasn't no Africans on that panel. We literally
sure
have
wasn't.
a
But
we
you guys,
literally have a
I'm gonna leave
gospel.
if you
We
guys
have
keep
a
making these
gospel
straw man
academy.
arguments.
We have a gospel academy awards. Like, ain't no Africans up there. What are you talking about? Like,
You know,
just go somewhere.
Somebody
Drilly,
We
So
have
told
a
there's
you
some
you
good
don't
guys,
gospel
put a South
examples.
award show.
African
All
Drilly,
the
music
you,
around.
bullshit.
So yeah, that's
Drilly,
what.
it ain't
Whoa,
an
wait
It's like
airport.
for
the
Don't
it's like
African
announce
the
your
country
examples,
departure.
music
sir.
awards. Have a gospel awards, and it's Black Americans. Like, let's stop playing games here. You're
Okay, so you
trolling
guys
now.
agree that
You're trolling.
so you guys agree that what you say grunge music can turn into punk music, but you don't understand how African origin music
Can
can
you bring some
evolve into
facts? Can we
numerous
see
other.
some receipts from you
Uh,
instead of just hearing you talk?
you guys
Please.
have, bro. Look
Drilly,
at the jumbotron;
Bring
Drilly.
it's literally
some
empty. The
receipts.
jumbotron is literally empty.
Me and
I'm not gonna.
Lawrence and Re-Up are with receipts.
But how come there was no
Can we see
evolution?
something?
How come there was no evolution or transitional or even collaborative music or evolution of your music styles over there until like really recent history? Um and that's the thing with all these other cultures, and you just can't deny, and it is because of our ethnogenesis here. We are basically the epitome of newness and original now because we're always having to recreate. And you look at other cultures, and their cultures are essentially static, and that's why they're given more value. You've been doing the same thing for thousands and thousands of years, but we've been creating new things for hundreds and hundreds of years. But it's just interesting to say that Africa is the root, but there's no evidence of evolution or originality or even individuality. It's not even your culture for there to be individual artistic expression.
Wait, what's not our culture? What are you talking about?
It is not in your culture, your
It's not in.
historic culture, and I'm saying
It's not in our
pre-contact.
culture to have
It's not in your
individual
culture
artistic.
to be
Which culture
individually
are you talking about?
for individual artistic expression. For instance, if you look at your artifacts, yeah, different artists may have done them, but they all follow the same, pattern, just like hieroglyphic, just like Asian art. I'm just saying that like Asians will create the perfect teapot, 100, everything is Kuman for them. I'm just saying, culturally speaking, we are fluid. Our culture
Very
is
fluid. That's why you can go to a
creationist.
different region and find a different way we express the culture, right?
I mean, I think
Folks in
that's
the
just
West
an
are going to
aspect
express the
of
culture different than folks in
All
the
right,
American
East,
culture.
I've
Yeah,
had my
the
hand
see
up for a
that
Southeast,
that
the
while.
white man
Can
Midwest,
I
has
bring some
right?
The
attacked the
scholarship?
fact
white
that
Everywhere
man.
we
it's
Other.
all
continue to create new things and trends that are literally monetized,
But
like
that's just American culture, though.
no, it's not
Yeah,
just
yes, it is just
American
American culture.
culture.
Yes, I think
It's
that's just
not
like a
because there
part
are
of wider
white
American
people,
culture.
there are white people in other places, and there are black people, skinned people in other places, and there are black and white skinned people together in other places, but they did not get America. They didn't get black American
Exactly, that's what I'm
music.
saying.
They didn't get our art. They didn't get
You
our
know,
writings.
you
What I'm
know,
saying is that we're different.
we are different, and everything you just said is real, Don. Like there's blues. There's like we have famous blues musicians that are in high demand, like all over the world. Like these guys are in their 70s and are still like getting booked, like in Switzerland. You know what I mean? And selling out
because
shows.
folks want to study that. They try.
Wait,
Oh
when you
yeah,
Yeah, I
say
have
all
this
over
to
the world, you're
Africans as
talking about
well.
America and Europe, right? Because you're not
say what?
talking about like Saudi
Oh, that
Arabia.
also
No,
You're
undergirds
not talking about
everywhere,
everything in
Iran or
Europe.
No,
China.
They
no,
like the
everywhere.
same thing.
everywhere.
They
Nah,
will
you're talking about America and
support
Europe.
our
You can
No,
only
own
give me
artists
everywhere.
that
examples of
we don't
Even
pay
European.
hold on,
attention
Hey, I
hold
to.
can
on.
give
Even
you
even hold
hey
on. Even
Lawrence.
That's why our artists have
Asia.
international tours, right?
I mean,
And if you
Hey,
international
see,
bro, do
tour
do
they
you
is
speak?
literally
wait, let me
America and
Hold
finish,
on,
Europe,
sir.
re
bro.
up. Hold
If
on,
you
re up.
see,
They
they
don't go. They
stop
don't go
Hold
in
on,
in,
re
they
up.
Asia.
stop in almost about about 4 to 5 continents, right? And they hit a lot of different
Bro,
countries within those continents, right? I'm
there's
sorry that Africa doesn't book
you
these
got
people, right?
Japanese.
Or they don't have an office or
Do they go to the
a
Middle East?
promoter
Bro,
to
you got
actually book.
Japanese
They
guys
do,
Do they
trying to
go to
do
the
Oh
Middle
drill
yeah,
rap,
they
East?
go to
bro.
Dubai.
and they
They
You
spend
go.
got
and
Japanese guys
when they
trying to do
do go
drill
to the
rap.
Middle East,
It's
they
crazy.
actually, for real, they spend like hundreds of thousands, to not millions, a couple million just to book these artists. They do, right? It's always in the
Where?
news.
Where?
That's
Oh my
why
god.
Hey,
Mario
Rios,
moved
let me
over
speak on
there. And
this.
what's his name? Damn. That sang with Lauren Hill. What's his name? How does it feel?
D'Angelo.
D'Angelo. Yeah, they
Hmm.
go over there. They find a whole new life.
A
because
whole
those
new,
people
come
listen
on.
to the
That's not
same
what I'm talking
shit
about.
And
Though.
they
They
over and
don't go
over
appreciate
there
again.
that shit.
on
And
tour.
they make a
Listen,
bag when they get
different.
over there on tour.
They spend a bag when they go over there. They don't. What do you mean?
Then
They don't
they're
make
You
it.
actually
sound
invited
crazy.
to speak. They invited
You
to
sound
speak
crazy.
at different say different little universities or different workshops, right? They get a bag for that too, because
Where
people are trying to
exactly?
So
actually
wait,
learn the
Riox,
origin of it.
you
Come
think
on,
that
I
That shit
doesn't
is
man.
lived
happen
I
to
real.
lived in
Africans? You think
Frankfurt,
that doesn't
Germany.
happen to Africans?
I
Mm,
lived in Frankfurt, Germany
name them.
for
Exactly.
6 years,
Europe.
and that was the
I
first
I can
time
name them.
I saw
Europe.
There's a lot.
Parliament, Bootsy. No, everybody came to Frankfurt, Germany, because it's
Mm-hmm.
huge black military population.
What
But
what
that's
year
where
was
I
that,
saw
Don?
all the concerts. I saw Bootsy. I saw
What
Parliament.
year was that, Don?
Michael Jackson. I was there from 1973 to 19
Damn, well, you got the
wait
good
I
era.
bet you. I
seventy
Ooh.
three to
guarantee you, my dad was over
1979.
there. I guarantee you, my dad was outside with you. I'm willing to put money
Looking
on
it
it.
up now. That was boy.
Hilarious in
Niggas was
Frankfurt.
I'm willing to put money
But
on
again,
that.
that's Europe.
Cool.
That's
That's
the
not the
Air
whole
Force
world.
Base, Ivana.
No, we were no, that
The
was
army.
Cape Town, Kaiserslautern, and Heidelberg. No, we were in Frankfurt. We were Army. Army.
Yeah, you guys keep talking this whole world shit. You can only name America and
Hold
Europe.
on, let
Hey,
Nat go.
I
Let
What
can
are
Nat
you
I
go.
can
talking
speak
about,
on
Drilly?
the.
Drilly,
Can
you
y'all hear
got
me?
Japanese guys trying to
Yeah,
do drill
let
Can
rap
y'all
Nat
hear
right
me?
go,
now. What are
because
you talking
Nat
about?
can speak on this.
That's where
I
Nat
met
is
my
real
first
international.
African. That's where I met my first African when I was living in Germany. And that's where I got my first impression of Africans and other, people of different nationalities and how they look at America and view America. And it was just interesting and very impressionable for a young American child in Frankfurt, Germany, to listen to Africans. Basically, they look at it as a mark. Like, I'm going over there and I'm going to get my lick. That's how
So,
everybody
so,
talks
so, Drilly,
about
I mean, like, what's the
America.
conversation? Are y'all saying that Africa's the heart and soul of music? Like, what are y'all saying?
I never said that. I don't know where they're
I'm
getting this
asking.
from.
Listen, I'm just
I
asking.
never said that.
I'm just asking.
They're getting it from somewhere, but I'm just trying to
Well, okay.
say
Well,
that
I'm just trying to gain some
there are
clarification.
origins.
I
I
can
tried to
speak
read.
on the.
So what they were
I
trying to
think,
do, when
and
they
then
were trying to
let
say
Nat
that
jump in.
the origins of gospel music and blues somehow has anything remotely to do with the African
So
continent.
yeah, they actually.
But hold on, Rhea, hold on, let me get this. Because until I hear LaShawn Pace, one person pull it off.
No, I've been changed.
Watch this.
You know the angel. Mm, mm, mm. Skip to that scat.
If you can, if
What
you can,
water? What's
if
mm-hmm.
you can find me just one in the Caribbean or on the continent that could do just that. Little piece. I'll give you a little
Again,
something.
I ain't
I'm
gonna lie.
waiting.
Now, Lawrence. Now, I ain't gonna lie. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna
Come
lie.
on.
Now, I done heard some South Africans get down, bro. I
Oh, I'm
they can
Yeah,
waiting.
go,
after
bro.
Post
studying
it.
us,
Name
they
They
bro,
have
can
you
to
guys are
go.
gaslighting,
study.
bro. That's not how
They have to
anything
study
evolves.
us
Hey,
and
hey,
what
hey.
we
Nobody
sing
gets up one day and
about.
starts
No,
doing what.
So
Wait,
so
because I made it
what?
to
No, no,
now
no, no,
one
no, no.
trope to
What?
tell me
No.
who it is.
And what I will give. Listen, this is what I will say, right? And then let Nat jump in there because he been trying to jump in, right? When
Okay, I
you
didn't know.
get
Sorry,
to
let me come back.
imitating, right?
They can't even
Hold on, wait.
imitate.
They get, say it's on a scale of 1 to 10. They'll hit a 6, sometime a 7, right? But it's always something you can hear that's off that note. Damn, they almost got it, right?
Cynthia Eviro.
Thank you. Almost doesn't count, right? It's still
Cynthia
something.
Erivo
Well, listen,
is not. She
most of
can't pull it
y'all,
off like
She can't do it.
Lawrence,
Exactly,
Lawrence,
she's a
She
Lawrence,
good
can't
pull up
do it.
Martha
singer.
you
Munizzi.
talking to me. Where's my
Lawrence,
video? Hold on.
Lawrence, pull up Martha Munizzi, right? And a lot of you niggas didn't know that was a whole white woman until you knew it was a white woman. On God, I've never gotten that when I'm listening to anybody else besides them, right? I always get, damn, it's something in there. I
Africans
can hear a
did
little
that to me.
something. I hear a little,
So it's American. So
little,
it's American shit.
Enslaved
I
Again,
hear a
Africans
little.
you
made
just took
invented that.
all the credit away from yourself by saying that you
No, I
can't really
said
tell
the
the difference between a
imitation. I
white
said the
person
Yeah.
and a black person
imitation was
doing it.
very close.
Shout
I
out to
Six,
you,
mean,
Rios.
six
let me just be
Thanks for giving
honest,
the
on that
man.
credit to
Nigga,
scale,
white
that
on
people.
that
music was
Fuck it,
scale,
made
white
by
people invented
on
Africans.
gospel.
that scale, and we gonna let that go.
Enslaved
Y'all chill.
Africans made all that
Yeah, we
music.
all
Yeah,
Get
we
your ass
got.
up,
They were
Drilly.
from
Listen,
my
You know you
village.
see,
can't
remember on that scale, I
They
was
were from
saying
my village.
y'all they can get to a 7, and that's the best of them can get to a 7. That white
Hey,
lady, hold on,
Rhea,
that white lady
a
was at a
seven. Right,
9.2.
Martha Menounos, it's more than just her. They can get to a 7, meaning they can sound good,
Yeah.
but that does not mean they can sound like no LaShawn Pace.
Mm-mm.
There is no
It's
LaShawn
no
Pace, Aretha
scats. It's
Franklin.
no
There
growls.
is no,
It's no
there
riffs or
is
runs.
no the
Right? It's no
physical
belting.
body,
Right? It's no
the
rawness.
body,
Yeah. You're
the
not singing
body
from
don't
diaphragm
exist.
because y'all more so
They
have
don't have
a
it.
throat and a clicking sound. Like
Chalk.
when we
I
talk,
need you
we
to give
say it
me.
with chest. We're
I want
aggressive with
Chalk
it.
to name me that
You know?
South African because I've done the research. They don't exist.
Don't let that
Go
jump in
ahead,
there.
Nat.
Listen,
Why
hey,
do you guys have to go back to the '60s? Why not name one from now? Name a gospel artist now that can seem like any of these people. Go ahead.
What's that
Are
one?
you
How
serious?
listen,
come they
ain't no
don't
Yeah,
ever
I'm
African
Man,
dead
you
name
group
know
ass.
coming
damn
out of
well
no
them
Africa,
guys don't
bro.
Like,
listen
Let's
to
not
who's
do that.
gospel
giving you an
music.
injury?
Y'all chill,
Oh,
letting that jump in. What's that one girl that be
You know what
drinking and
damn
shit?
well
She was
that
on
bitch
Y'all
ass
Line
nigga
Fix My
Rehab doesn't
Life.
listen
Exactly.
to
You don't
no
even know her.
gospel music.
Leandria.
Re-ups.
Huh?
Leandria
Mm-hmm.
Blonda,
Johnson.
They ain't
That
got
nigga
Monica
nobody
Rehab
like
be
that.
going
Adams,
on Jason
Leandria
Shirley
Johnson.
Caesar.
Caesar,
You guys
Nah,
have to go back
Abby,
to the
they ain't got
'60s
no
the
if you want to
whole
Leandria.
bring up
whining
Mm-mm.
any.
How come
family.
they don't ever
Like,
Bring up
name
shut
somebody
the
now.
F
Play
up on
Y'all,
Patrick,
today,
Aretha.
Sunday.
Hell, not even
Lawrence.
go
Mariah
ahead,
Carey.
Nat.
Talking
Y'all,
about
chill
Amy
out, chill out. Go
Winehouse.
ahead,
name
Nat.
a name
Yolanda
a
Go ahead, Nat.
artist.
Adams,
Name an
Hold on,
artist.
Hawaiian,
Whitney.
hold
Name
on.
an
Go
artist.
ahead, Nat.
How come these Africans never
My
name
bitch
an
is dirty
artist? But
Diana.
let me
My
speak
dirty
to the
Diana.
international piece.
My bitch is
Get the
dirty
fuck nigga
Diana.
off the stage. You know he's a fucking troll. I mean, what the fuck? Get
Get
this
Hey,
that
fuck
rich
nigga
ass
play
off the
nigga
play a
off.
stage.
modern.
Okay, Zulo. Real talk. This says class is in. So either you gonna get up here and be a good student because you're a student and raise your hand, or you gonna go to listener because this is literally education. Go ahead, Nat. I'm sorry.
Loose the
Yeah,
Nigga,
that's cool,
suck my
bro.
dick, nigga.
Hey.
I'll kill you and I'll make you say
Hey,
Bismillah.
re-ups. Zudo, he'll do it. He'll do it,
loose,
man. Don't
loose
tell him to do it.
Zulu to the lions.
Come on,
You
let
know
Nat
this
go.
nigga's
Y'all
gay.
chill.
Yeah, funny man. Hey, I was gonna say, oh yeah, I lived in Germany twice for 7 years, and that's true. Everybody comes out there to do the con. I saw Jodeci in Berlin. So yeah, our people are international, bro. I was traveling throughout Central and South America a couple years ago, and all through there, I saw they was playing our music and shit. I was in Montevideo, Uruguay, which is in South America. I walked into an indoor mall
Beach,
in
I'm back in
Uruguay
this
and
beach.
heard Lil Wayne playing.
I'm sorry,
Get
host.
this
I'm
fuck
sorry
nigga off
for
the
trolling.
stage. This
My
nigga's
Boy,
a
fault.
shut up.
fuck nigga.
People literally live their lives to our music.
Were you at the
We
International
literally
Hotel?
help people create memories.
Were you
Prove
at
it.
the International
That's
Hotel?
crazy. That's
You
crazy.
can
Prove it.
create memories, Dawn. Look, it's
Name an
a
That's
whole
African.
crazy.
tribe in
But it's
Africa
true.
that listen to 50 Cent. Have y'all seen
Listen,
that video? It's
that's
literally a whole
crazy.
tribe
I gotta
of
use that one.
Africans that dance off of 50 Cent. The
What
whole
about the
in
whole
the
It's because
dance
club.
in
50 Cent is
China?
In
African.
the
What
club.
about the hip hop,
Go
the
Because hip
Shorty,
hop
neighborhood
go
was
shit that
created by
they
Shorty.
African
created in
immigrants.
China, like a black neighborhood, y'all,
Y'all
with the
create
rappers and
memories off our
everything. It's
culture.
fucking
That's
sick.
Go
It's
Shorty.
insane,
because
bro.
African
Memories.
immigrants
Listen,
created
even when
That's
you watch love
insane.
movies and
Look at
dramas, they
re-ups
play
talking in
our
the
music
background.
in the
Anybody listening
background.
to
You
These
love
are
re-ups?
that shit.
Chinese
That's
people
Hey,
insane.
go ahead.
cosplaying as
Hey,
black
Lawrence, play a
Americans in a
modern
whole
gospel
like
artist.
city
African
Listen to how they
mentality.
immigrants
sound.
invented
Play
hip
an
hop.
African gospel artist. Play any
Now, play a
African.
modern
Name
gospel
one.
artist because you guys keep going back to
Name
the
an
'60s and the
African
'50s.
gospel artist. Name the
You're
artist.
gaslighting.
Name
So the
everybody.
easy,
Shut
so
up,
Name
Drill, and let him
African
talk.
What the
gospel
fuck is their
artists.
name? How
Nat
come you
Turner,
can't
you a
name
beta male
one?
sissy, nigga. Shut the fuck
You're
up.
gaslighting.
Ah, fuck
Loose
you, nigga.
Zulu to the
I
Yeah,
drop
lions.
you
bodies,
stay at
nigga.
International
hold on.
Hotel.
Grimes,
Don't
what's
go
up, my
nowhere.
boy?
I want Drilly to respond to that for real.
Yes, respond to Nat. And I've been asking this the entire space. Just give me one. I'll pull it up right here on my YouTube. Him, whoever. Give me one. Before you do, Sinachi is not gospel. Y'all need to know the difference in gospel and Christian contemporary, Chuck. So you can find South African Christian singers that may be good, but you will not find gospel. That's what I'm saying.
And there is a difference.
This nigga tough on the internet. Yeah.
That was
Play,
the double mute. Double
play.
mute.
Okay, before I do that, play a modern gospel artist
It
without
ain't
go.
your turn.
Billy,
Don't
Matt is finishing.
please
go back to the 50s. Don't go
find
back
Just
to the
a
name
60s.
the
gospel
African singer.
singer. We've been
Name
asking.
Release
what's the name?
grinds to the
Hold on.
gym.
What's the
Let
name?
Nat
Fuck
go.
Do
boy.
you know Prosper
Release Zolo
Gurma?
to the push me.
Do you
Bro, I
know
don't listen to
He
gospel
Prosper
can.
music. What I
Gurma
look like?
from Cameroon?
Release grinds to the planet
Music.
fit.
Okay, so we got a few Africans in here. So I'm gonna give you an example of gospel. This is Fantasia's mother and Fantasia. This is just random church. Do y'all hear the blues in that chord? That's her mama. Just church. He blessed me once. Y'all don't got that. He blessed me twice. You hear the blues in that gospel? That's the origin. So my point is I know. That's why I can put money on it.
Good Southern Baptist Kojic music.
You
Amen.
cannot find that. You cannot find me one in South Africa, the rest of Africa, Jamaica, the Caribbean, the Bahamas. You cannot that. And the thing is, I picked up Fantasia's mama because that's just everyday church. If you go to church today, especially anywhere in Atlanta, that's what you gonna be getting. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, you're not gonna get that anywhere else because that she's pulling up, that's the roots from the plantation.
Got soul, something you don't
That's
have.
soul. You can't teach
That's why you're
soul.
filled with malice and envy.
You can't teach it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still
But
waiting for
Lawrence,
the.
we had that same type of gospel in New York. Anybody that's a
Of
Black
course.
American that was raised, because most Black Americans is from the South that moved up north, you will find that in any Black
Yes.
American church.
Yes.
Any
Yes.
Black, right now
Black.
it's Easter Sunday, roll your butt up in there and you'll hear that.
Man, that's
Black
that good
neighbor.
old
I.
that's that good old
I.
Hebrew music, man. That's what it is.
But
It's that Israelite
black.
music.
You know what?
Ain't nothing Hebrew about this. This is black. This is Black
I'm trying to
Baptist,
tell you,
Black
Lawrence.
Kojic, Black Pentecostal, Black Apostolic, Black AME, Black Methodist. It ain't
So I will
nothing to
let
do
y'all
with
know
no Hebrew.
nobody's touching
Hebrew.
Kojic, Baptist, and AME in that order. In that order. No denomination.
Pentecostal.
Mm-mm.
Lawrence, what if I could tell you? What if I could tell you that our people were in Portugal, setting trends in music, like in the 14 and
Boy, if you
1300s?
don't get your
I'm
ass,
trying to tell you the
if
truth.
you
Sir,
don't get
I'm
chalk,
your
trying to tell
ass,
you the truth.
if you
chalk.
don't get your
I don't.
ass.
I'm
Hey,
trying to tell,
Lawrence,
I
can you
bro.
play
don't.
that
I'm
video
trying.
in the jumbotron, please?
Y'all not
Lawrence,
listening, bro.
Y'all
Y'all
pan
don't hear me.
Africans. Y'all
Y'all don't
pan
hear me, bro.
Africans.
These niggas was on
Lawrence,
the corner. These niggas was on the corner in Portugal. Yeah,
What is that?
I'm trying to tell you what's good.
it's the origins. That's what I mean by origins.
That's
That's how it
Geechee.
started
What
on the
is it?
plantation.
It's gonna get your nigga. That's
That's
where I
not
get
You're
my
gullah.
not. You're
accent
not.
That's
from.
not gullah.
You didn't hear it. I just told you. The whole purpose of this class is for you all to know the origins are the plantation. That's it.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
let's
That's
hear
what
it.
I mean by it's influenced by African music. What do you
And
mean?
no,
What type
give
of
me
music
the
would they
name.
sing on the
Then I need
plantation, bro?
you. I
What are you
need
talking
you.
about?
So influence, right? What means you have something that sounds like it. So I need you to give me something African that influences anything that I've just demonstrated that's Black American. Give me one thing from the continent that sounds remotely like it can break down to what we have. I'm waiting. You
Play the
cannot.
video.
It
I'll
don't
put in the
exist.
jumbotron. Play the video. I'll put in the jumbotron.
Sir, you sent it to my phone. My laptop did that. I gotta type that in, whatever the hell it is.
Okay, just play that, and it'll give you an
But
idea of the type of music I'm talking about on the plantation.
so
Because it
so
sounds different from what
you,
you're playing.
sir. Well, that's today. I can go back. You want me to go to the plantation? We could do that. The
That's
whole
what I just
purpose is
put
it
there.
has nothing. It has nothing to do. You know what? You about to push. Y'all gonna push my hand,
Go
my
back
video
to the
back.
1920s and 30s where old Black people singing spirituals.
He gotta be
But
trolling.
Chalk,
This motherfucker ain't this
he's
troll.
trolling. He gotta
I'm
be.
not trolling, bro.
Name the
Play the
name,
video. I'll put in the
motherfucker.
jumbotron.
Name the
Please.
name. What's the name of the African artist?
See, this guy's gaslighting, bro. Look at the
Name
video I
the
put in the
name.
jumbotron. Jesus Christ, it's not
Black
one
man.
artist. It's a whole
Listen,
Black
when you
man.
get
culture
on
Name the
this
name of the
bitch
people
and
brought
just
artist.
over.
spew any old bullshit, you're trolling.
It's not one
You can't.
person.
You
It's a
can't do
whole
this
culture
job.
that was brought over. That's what I'm
Name
talking
an
about.
artist. Name an artist.
God, bro,
Any
this guy's so
artist.
slow, bro. Jesus
Oh
Christ.
my fucking
No,
I'm
you're
not going to
slow
talk to you
because you're
anymore.
just babbling with no proof.
I'm talking about a culture that was
No,
brought
we're
over,
talking about a
name
and you're
culture
an
where
talking
it
about
was
one
artist.
brewed
person. You're
from.
talking
You're
about one
talking about
artist.
you're trying to attach it to you
That's
and where you're
ridiculous.
from, a place that you refuse to go back home to, fight back and build. All right. This
Bro,
shit
shut
was
your.
brewed based
Is
on
this
the
the fat guy?
circumstances
Bro,
of
you
what
refuse to
happened
go back
over
to the
here.
gym, bro.
That's why nothing. No,
That's what
motherfucker,
you
I don't
refuse
need to
to
go
do.
to the gym because I'm good.
No, you're not,
No,
bro. I'm
I'm good. No,
concerned.
you're mad because you had to spirit check your breakfast, lunch, and dinner,
I'm
and I don't.
concerned about your health,
You're
Grimes.
not concerned about shit. All of you are spew that same
Hey,
old
Black
bullshit. You're
Dan.
not concerned. If you want to help somebody, help your family where you come from and build that motherfucker and shut the fuck up. Bitch
Facts.
made.
Yes. Grimes, we
Talk
need to
about
go to
I'm
the
trying
gym,
to
man.
help you, brother. You motherfuckers, you talk about you all are 24/7 our brain. No, you
Grimes.
live rent free on our brains. That's why you're up
Grimes.
24 hours a day on our walls talking shit.
Grimes.
You talking all this shit while you're holding spaces, listening to our motherfucking spaces and trolling.
Grimes.
Drilly.
So this is church in Jamaica. That's y'all. Y'all try, but that's y'all.
Bro, we can't see what you're doing. We can't see what you're doing.
What I'm doing is showing you the difference. That's what y'all do. Do y'all hear y'all
Do Tim
Caribbean
sound like
sound?
that? Nope. The bitch sound like she's howling at the moon.
Well, listen to it.
Grimes. We need to talk about your
Drilly.
weight. We need to talk about your weight, Grimes.
No, talk about your weight and how you're skin and bones. Because you have to spirit check your food. I don't have to spirit check my food. I know where my next meal is coming from. You don't.
From KFC.
No. And even if I did, it
Stop
might be
lying.
somewhat better than the shit that you have to eat, that you have to spirit chuck. Your
Bro, I
monkey
get that
meat,
shit from the
your bush
soil,
meat.
man.
Bush
From the
meat with your
soil.
food while you eat out the ground.
Bro,
We don't
how's
have to
that
do
worse
that
than
shit over here.
how
And we
how's
don't
that
flee
worse
from a
than
territory where we had to
how's
do
that
that.
worse than
We're at
KFC?
home. We're at home. We know we can afford.
See?
Everything you own in a box to the left, in the closet. That's my stuff, yes, if I bought it. Don't touch. Miss, that's fine. When you walk it off, it's the same timing. It's my memory on that mess. So remove your bag so I can call you a cab. I'm standing in the yard, see, and he's standing.
You should see that face expression.
I will never ever find a girl like you. You must not know about me. You must not know about me. I can never know you. In a man,
I mean,
To the left, to the left.
Those aren't Africans. Those are Indians.
What's the name of that group? Hey, Drilly, what's the name of that group?
wait.
Hey, y'all
Listen,
lost.
though. Would you believe these are white Americans? I mean, white Americans can pull something. Watch this. Hear that? So
Exactly. White people invented.
the reason why you hear them sounding like that is because they're on the same landmass as us,
Y'all out of
and
line.
they
White people
learn.
invented gospel, bro. That's it.
That to the
Him
left, to the
singing
left.
hymns is not gospel.
Everything
You
That's
in a
gonna
just
take me
box
off
to
the
the
It's
show.
gonna
left.
be in my head all day. To the
so
left, to the
Bro, I'm
left.
so
putting
the thing
voodoo on
Hey,
is,
all you
Drilly,
niggas.
what's the
I'm
name of
out of
that
here.
group?
Hey, Drilly,
Drilly, what's the name of
You
that
yo,
don't
group?
even have
to the
enough
left,
I'm
power
to
putting
to
the
voodoo
left.
on
bring
every
voodoo on
nigga in this
yourself.
bitch.
Everything
Shut
in
the
a
fuck up.
box going to the
To
left.
the left, to the
I
left.
mean,
The
To the
original
left, to
vouching
the left.
motherfuckers.
y'all tried it. Y'all tried it.
All right, man.
So
I'm
my thing is,
putting
y'all
voodoo on
can't
everybody
even
in this
try
space.
it.
It's over.
Voodoo,
You
yeah,
ain't got
you
enough
gotta
power to do
resort
Nah,
that
to
shit.
Yeah,
nah,
fucking
fuck boy.
you
Y'all
might be
fucking
good at that.
professional.
bullshit and sham.
I'll give you that.
Y'all got
So
voodoo.
at
That's
the end of the day,
all
Drilly,
y'all. Y'all got voodoo.
So Drilly, yeah, y'all can have voodoo. Drilly, with anybody else in this space. So you've heard the evidence, you've seen the receipts, and the jury and the judge is out that Black American music has nothing to do with the African continent. No one, and from the other side, has brought anything. Just a bunch of
Modern Black
noise and
American music
opinions.
has nothing to do with Africa. Modern Black
We've
American music.
we have
You can say
broken
that.
everything down for you, Drilly. So go tell your African friends that you learned something today. That you was in the class of Lawrence and you learned about the origins of Black American music and say, you know what? Let's rock our own jungle music. You know what I'm saying? And let's rock that because we just can't pull it. I
That that's
asked you 10
that's
times.
what they call blues, African jungle music, by the way.
I asked you and I asked Dan to give me
You would
one.
know.
The thing is, if this was your culture, just like everybody else, you'd name somebody.
Bro,
Somebody.
Lawrence, can you play that video I put in the jungle
Somebody.
chat? Stop
Can
trolling.
you name anybody? Can you
I
name
mean,
one
can you? I
person?
mean,
Can you
can you
name
play
one
that video?
artist?
Can you play that video?
I don't. I have. What's the name of it?
It's in the
Just tell me
jungle
the
chat.
name of it.
What is it called?
I just tell me the name of it, because
It's called Plantation Dance Ring Shout.
Dan's Ring
Shout.
Shout.
Yeah, go ahead. See, this is
Go
what I'm
ahead,
talking
Miss
about.
D.
Go.
While I'm pulling this up. Sir, what is this?
What do you mean? That's early original
This isn't
African American
early
music.
anything. No,
Yes, it
sir.
is. That's
What? No, sir.
plantation music. That's how it all
Listen,
started.
Drilly.
That's the
No,
origins.
no, no, no.
That's what
I
people
want to
talk
tell
about.
you, sir. I thought you actually sent me like some footage, like from way
He's a
back in the day
troll.
or
He's not
something.
saying
This,
anything of
you,
substance.
this, yeah, like.
What is it then? Tell me what's wrong with what I told
Listen,
you.
it has. These are some actors on a play, sir.
Tell us
How
the
is it
name
meant to
of
be
one
footage
artist.
from a
Name one artist. You still have to name an
how is it
artist.
meant to be
Name
footage
one
from a
artist in
plantation
Africa.
when slavery ended in
Name the artist.
1865? So what are you talking about? This guy keeps talking
Can
about the artist when we're talking about entire
can you give
cultures.
me I'm
Motherfucker, you
waiting.
can't
Matt
name
is
one
waiting.
person that
We're
contributed
talking about
to
entire
the
cultures.
culture.
You
Name
Dan,
one
can you
artist.
name somebody? Will you help
Every
him?
single black slave that was brought over came from Africa,
Can you
and they
can you name
contributed
somebody,
their
Dan?
culture to that.
I've been
I
waiting.
sent you DMs though. Yeah.
Oh, that was you? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what? Just tell me what it is so I can type it in.
I mean, look, if you want to talk
These
about
bodies
gospel, I don't
have
have nothing. Shut the
not
fuck
taken
up,
portion
Somali.
of
Huh.
it.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Bro, get
Drilly's
this
father
skinny
was a child
Somali
Hey,
dude,
soldier.
man.
Somali, you're a fucking traitor
Drilly's
to your
father was a
people.
child
Fuck boy.
soldier.
Shut the
His
fuck up.
Hey, hey,
Nobody gives
hey,
a
hey,
fuck what you're
hey,
Drilly's
talking about.
hey. Not too much on Somali. That is our cousin that's on code. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all can learn a little something from Somali, tell you the truth about it. You know what I'm saying? But what'd you say, Dan? I was trying to hear what you were saying.
Yeah, so I was saying for gospel, I can't say too much about gospel, but like for blues and jazz, like I definitely have stuff. And
man, you
so
have
yeah,
nothing, bro. Stop it. You have the fire
bro,
dance in
shut up.
Ghana,
You don't
bro.
know nothing
That's
about
all you
West
have. You
Africa,
have the
bro.
fire
Stay in
dance,
East
bro.
Africa, bro. Go feature
You
Camel or
bodies
some
have
shit,
no
bro. Shut the fuck up,
civilization. You
bro.
guys have
Shut
no
up. Shut up. Shut up.
Bro,
music of
Somali, I
note,
got
man.
10 drones, 10
Drilly,
predator
Drilly,
drones
Bro.
coming to
how?
you right now.
Yo, Drilly, you're the son of a child
I
soldier,
got
bro.
10 predator
I don't
drones
even
coming
want
to
to
your
talk
house,
to
nigga.
you, bro.
It's over.
Your mother was violated by a child
Real quick,
soldier.
hold on,
That's
Somali.
disgusting.
So Dan, I typed it in, but as I'm reading it, this says UK African rock. This is the United Nations. This is the UK. I mean, the United Kingdom.
It's not really the UK. It's just people that went to the UK the same way that I'm in France right now.
Why is it not called African anything? And then it
It
says
is.
rock.
It is.
Rock comes from I haven't played
Bro,
it, but you
just
know
play the
rock
video.
literally.
Just play
Shut
it
up,
and then
Drilly.
tell.
Before I play it, just so y'all know, Big Mama Thornton is the foundations of rock music. Okay, I'm Black American. Now let me click on this. See what the hell this is. I'm already laughing just because it said. How to get the most of Grammarly. I hate these damn commercials. It's Kayla on behalf of Grammarly to tell you. Sign up for Grammarly, by the way. What? Rock! Okay, so I'm going to break it down for you, Dan. Now, this says UK African rock group. Now, rock does come from North America, and this is UK. This is not Africa. So I wouldn't even say that this is African culture, but listen, I'm going to break the music down for you. So that rhythm, that's still going back to jazz and blues, which traces to America. So whoever these people are that were in the UK, which also learns from America, got it from us. That's not African culture, sir. I need you to give me something that doesn't say the United Kingdom, United States of America, or anything. That give me something out. You know what? Perhaps I had to do this for you guys. Panta, Panta, Africa Live. This is Miriam Makeba. This is your culture. Since I have to tell you what your own music
Here is
is.
the magnificent African artist, Miriam Makeba.
African artist. This is your music. Hit a click. She thinks she's killing too. So that is what you guys were
Let's
doing in nine. And so the thing is, that's from 1967. That's Miriam Makeba, and she was actually visiting the United States. So she was a very big time South
What
African
country is she
artist.
from?
And
you should
South
have
Africa.
let the song finish, the one that I sent you, because look,
I
it
I
says the
heard it.
UK.
I
No,
heard it.
you've
This
definitely
all I
heard that song
what I
before.
heard
You should
was
have waited
Black
for
American.
the lyrics.
I
Dan,
didn't have to. I heard the music.
Dan,
Listen, you
wow,
Dan, when
Dan,
you
yo,
want to
Dan, Dan,
raise your hand up high. When you want to actually know the structure of music and its origins, you don't listen to the lyrics. You actually listen to the music. The rhythm and the sound and the beat will tell you where it comes from. As I heard the time signature, also it's called rock. You know what I'm saying? Big Mama Thornton, Plantation, Origins Blues. You know what I'm saying? And then it said the UK. So what I did was I played something actually from Africa from the same time frame, but real Africa, the continent, South Africa, and a star, Miriam Makeba. The thing is, and you heard her, that's a part of the culture. And me personally, I do think it's a culture that y'all should celebrate and other people can appreciate. Y'all acting like y'all don't want nothing to do with your own shit. I don't get that.
We're not South Africa. We're
Wait,
West
wait, wait, wait,
Africa.
wait, wait. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Wait, Walter, let me ask you this. Do you know what palm wine music is?
I don't care what palm wine music. I know y'all
Exactly.
had
So
palm.
so if you
Y'all were
don't know
making
what palm
palm
Bro,
wine
wine.
nobody
music
cares
is,
about
then
that
how
West
can
African stuff,
bro,
bro. You
shut the
guys don't
Nobody
fuck
have
up,
knows what that
listeners.
Somali.
is.
Before I get
Nobody's
to
heard of that
America, you
before.
beat your ass
Nobody
up, bro.
cares,
Shut
Nobody's
the
So
bro.
ever
fuck
heard of
Somalia,
Nobody
up.
that
I
cares
got
before.
about
drones
these
coming to
West
your house, nigga.
African
I got
music, bro.
5
You
U.S.
guys are
Marines
irrelevant, bro.
coming
You
to
guys
put
are
you in Gitmo,
irrelevant.
nigga.
You
They're
guys
putting you in
get
Guantanamo
dominated
Bay.
by
You're a terrorist.
4'11" Chinese men, bro.
Who a
Kumasi is
terrorist? Ain't
ran by
nobody a
the
terrorist.
Chinese, bro. 4'11" Chinese are smacking
Somalia,
you.
they're putting you
Do you
in
know these
Guantanamo
Tajis,
Bay.
these
You're a
Indians are
terrorist.
smacking these
I
fools in
got
Bro.
the
Navy
UK?
SEALs coming to
You
get you,
guys are
bro.
clowns, man. You
It's
get
over.
smacked by Tajit and Mr. Lee.
Are you
God
done?
damn!
Are
Don't
you
talk.
done?
And
Are
really,
you
Yo,
done?
your
Somalia isn't even
child
a real
soldier
country, man. That's
father
like a
was a
piece
bad.
of death.
So at the same time, Mary Akiva did that.
Play West African
Same
music. Don't
time,
play South
same
African.
year, same year. That's the queen of soul music, Aretha Franklin. That was actually 1967, the exact time the same, the biggest. Miriam and Makeba did her thing 1967. And do you hear the complete difference culturally,
That's South
sound,
Africa. Like, be
structure?
honest, that's South Africa.
Miriam was a beautiful artist,
What
but the
That is
Queen of
so
Bro,
Soul,
these
different
guys
from
don't
like
understand
West
the
Africa.
difference
the
Like,
culturally
come
Queen of
on.
between
Soul
West
I
is
Africa.
asked you
Crazy.
about.
You can't separate now. You can't.
It's
two,
ridiculous.
Africas now. You can't speak
It's
Then
your
different
why
These guys
cultures,
are
why
bro.
don't you care
delineating.
about
They
palm
are
wine music then?
delineating on
Bro,
purpose.
shut your
Hey,
Somali ass up.
They're
We delineated from
delineating on
Somalia a long
purpose.
time ago.
Black,
Shut up.
I mean, Music Black. Can you check your back channel? I sent you something.
Hey,
Okay,
Lawrence,
I'll
Lawrence,
check.
I'm about to send you something. I'm gonna drop out and record it, and then I'll send you something. Hold up,
Go
Going to
ahead.
be your uncle clicking.
bro. Shut your
Palm
Somali
wine
ass up.
palm wine music has been called native blues at some point in time. So that's why I'm asking you, have you ever heard of palm wine music? Because that's
Let's break it
important.
down.
That's
Rhea,
important.
hold on. This thing is acting crazy. There we go. I'm gonna check my thing in a minute. But there's some hands. I don't know. Let's go. I do want to hear a Apaya. I don't know why I want to hear a Apaya. Lord,
Yo, really? This music
Oh
that you're
my
going to.
hold on, somebody.
I'm
Hold on,
sorry.
somebody. Rhea, did you get that? Because it won't let me add you. Okay, there you go. Before
Apaya was
Apaya talks,
nice.
y'all. He's new. That's why I want to hear him real quick. Before Apaya talks, I want y'all to hear the structure of his voice. Watch how light and timid it is. It don't have no power, no robust to it. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, Apaya. Go ahead.
All right. First of
All
all,
right. First of all,
when you speak intelligently, you don't need to shout for your voice to be heard. So permit me if I'm not shouting.
I'm just talking about
All
the
right.
structure. You don't have to shout. I'm
All
just
right.
saying you don't have the
Thank you.
same
And
physical structure we
and
do.
second of all, I mean, I respect you. You know, I give you a bit of credibility. However, when you have, folks who, if you have refugees who don't have nothing to their, name, right? They have no pride. They barely have a country. Have you seen any international competition where?
Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Channel Raw TV Bay Bay.